It all started with just a vote, a single choice in a sea of millions. And suddenly, people we loved vanished. Godparents to our children, lifelong friends, all gone with just a click, with a comment, with silence. That's when the seed was planted. Don't Unfriend Me wasn't just a name, it was a plea, a line in the sand, a refusal to let politics tear apart what humanity once held so sacred. We didn't set out to build a movement. We set out to tell the truth, even when it hurt. Long hours, lost sleep, more setbacks than anyone will ever see. There were days it felt like we were shouting into the void, but we kept showing up. Not for clicks, not for clout, but because this matters. We pushed through the doubt, the algorithm throttling, the shadow bans, the isolation, the nights we sat at the mic with empty inboxes and broken spirits. And still, we stayed. We persevered, because we knew there was something here worth fighting for. For years, thousands of hours, laughter, heartache, raw conversations with real people, and now it all leads to this. One night, one room, one moment. We can agree, we can disagree. You can love me, or you can hate me. Just don't unfriend me. It all starts right now.
Do you want the truth? Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news. Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop unfriend me. 'Cause I'm everything you want, damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies, back up all the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's dog.
Howdy y'all, this is Damani Felder. These are perilous times in American history, and now more than ever we need individuals who are willing to wage war on the ideological battlefield with like-minded individuals. And I can think of no better place to start than my friends at the Don't Unfriend Me show. So thank you for being here, and enjoy the show. Good.
Come on now, can you feel the pain? Into him now, about this new world. Ain't no train. Papa's got a brand new eye.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leeroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
Just 1 second, everybody. If you would not mind doing me a favor, put your hands together for Joanne Townsend. Her daughter is going in for surgery tomorrow, for eye surgery. And she's just asking for prayers. Of course, I was willing, and she just sent in the email. I just got it. So if you would not mind doing the same, she's obviously someone we care about deeply here at the Don't Unfriend Me show. May 27th, obviously, is come and gone. June 5th, Damani Felder. That's tomorrow, Friday. Just be Damani and I. We're doing Red Jacket Friday. Jacket Friday, sorry. I guess we could say Red Jacket Friday. It's the same thing. Ryan Weaver, June 10th, will be here, which is going to be exciting. The 19th, Dave Bondi, Gary Brugman, who is a Border Patrol agent who was pardoned by President Trump. And then Tim Brown fell in when Building 2 fell, was a fireman who was actually in the building at that time. So definitely going to be some good upcoming guests. And then we've had multiple guests reach out to us, and we just got our first magazine interview, and Los Angeles Magazine reached out to us today and said they want to do an interview on the show and do a piece in the magazine. So hopefully it's not going to be a hit piece, but we'll find out. We're excited about that. So Leeroy's in the house tonight. We'll be here, folks. Donations are up $300. Let's just do it tonight. Gosh, it's been crazy. Let's keep it smooth and simple. That would be awesome. Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show, Leeroy, and it's good to have you here, buddy. How are you? I
am great, brother. How are you? Things going well? You look good.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, things are good. Just, busy, all that shite. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing else. You were celebrating the wife's birthday on Tuesday. That's where you were. Hopefully that was good. Was. Had a good time.
She turned 32 again and looks fantastic, right? So we took her to Chop House. We all sat down, had a steak, and we had the boys with us. Oh, cool. And then, came home and gave her more steak. So
yeah, steak on steak. It's always good. Carnivore diet is important. Protein is essential. Yeah.
Strong bones. Yeah.
And hair. It's good for the hair. It's my understanding. There's other things besides steak that are good for the hair, I've heard. It's starting early here tonight, folks. So we got a good show for you tonight. Just FYI, the American 250 shirts are up in the Don't Unfriend Me show, so thedumbshow.com. You can go there. I want to welcome our Instagram followers and also our new friends in Rumble. It was really cool. So last night at the end of the show, we were rated on Rumble. I have no idea what that was.
Really?
I knew what it was in, like Leeroy Jenkins, in World of Warcraft, but I had no idea. So you're wearing the Leeroy shirt. What a raid was. So it was just a rando channel came in and raided us. Super kind. And then TV Green, who's one of our viewers, who's going to give me another link tonight. In fact, TV, that's your job. Your job is to provide me the raid link, and you randomly pick a show, and we're going to go raid them every night. And we stayed around 15 minutes or so. So they raided us, watched us, really kind, really nice. They put us on air, talked about us. We talked about the person who rated us. And then we chose a channel. TV Green picked a channel, and we went and rated him, watched him for 15 minutes on the after show, just kind of laughed, and it was great. And we all gained like 30, 40 followers off of it. And we finally hit over 2,000 on Rumble. So I think that's how you grow. So we're going to get into this rating thing. And so at the end of the show, help us out. Give us the link if you don't mind, Green. And we'll raid whoever you say to raid. How about that? So kind of cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
And I was tracking that with Rumble. I just didn't know that we hadn't been rated yet. So
that's cool. Well, I think we have been. I think Dan Nunn did it, but I didn't understand what it was, and so now I understand what it is. By the way, folks, the collection for the 250 coins. Kirsten, thank you for subscribing. Oh, I know who that is. That's Courtney, I think. The 250 coins. This is going to come with a commemorative box. It's wood. It comes with a brass clasp on the front. A great keepsake. Great for Father's Day. Great for moms. Great for veterans. Whatever. These are actually engraved coins in the front and back to commemorate the 250 celebration. We're going to have these, and it was really important to me to get the price point right on these things because I was worried. I was like, gosh, they're thick. They're high quality. They're obviously not a sticker. It's engraved. It's got the acrylic on the back. I mean, that's not cheap. And these coins can go $15, $10, $20, depending upon how high quality they are. And these are. And then you take the box, you would think, all right, $80, $50, $60. I think we're going to be able to get it in for $39.99. Possibly $37.99 if I can get the price right. That's a pretty damn good price. I mean, that's cheaper than the Documents of Freedom. Go ahead.
Depending on how many we have in reserve, then at some point, I'm being completely serious right now. So I'm set to retire from the Navy later on this year, one of the things that you're supposed to do when you have a retirement ceremony is anybody who partakes, the people who run the ceremony or anybody who has given a speech, you give them a gift.
Oh, wow.
So depending on how many we have, I might need to buy, I don't know, 6 of those.
I'd be happy
let me
to,
know.
and we'll get you a good price on it. You know that your family. So, but either way, hey, that's pretty cool. So anyway, so that's going to be available. That will be available tomorrow when we do Jacket Friday, and we need a big Jacket Friday. We've got to have a huge Jacket Friday. It's going to be massive because it just does. We need a good one. So we'll be here tomorrow. We'll do that. Now, I have a question for you guys, and I'm going to start the show a little late because I need to ask the viewers and Leeroy, and I want your opinion. Tonight, what if we did Jacket Friday tonight? Because I know everyone's looking forward to it. Because Ethan's first playoff game is tomorrow, and I'll be honest, I just bought him a volcanic rock beaded bracelet with like a moonstone in it, and it represents strength and unity and family. And I gave it to him just because he's 13, coming up 13 here in the next, few weeks, and it was really important for me to. $20 from Christy Martin. Thank you, Christy. Christy Martin donated $20 through Super Chat. Hi, guys. Thank you. And I bought him this bracelet. Just tell him I love him, and it was a good moment for us. A big healing moment from, the things that happened a few years ago. So he's having his first playoff game, and I was just like, God, I really want to find a way to be there. And Damani's going to be, and I know Damani. I'd tell Damani, hey, we're not doing it. He would be like, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
But we would need to have a really good night tonight, and it would have to be, we hit donation and we hit the Jacket Friday goal. So we'll see where we are. If we can somehow do that, and you guys want to do Jacket Friday tonight, I just need to get some thoughts. What do you guys think? Because unfortunately we got to make goal, and then we've got to obviously have a good Jacket Friday. What I don't want to do is do it tonight and then have it just cover what we would have done Friday, because we're at a point where we can't miss our goals. We can't miss our goals. So you guys tell me what you think. And if it's a yes, then it's a yes. And if it's a no, it's a no, and we'll figure it out. Okay. All right. And remember, if you don't get into it tonight, you can always, I don't know. You know what? Forget it. We got to do it. We'll be here Friday. We have plans. It's the way it is. He understands. There's no way, because there's going to be too many people who are not going to be on. So we'll just do it Friday. All right. So let's get into it. I know that was a complete random ADHD moment where I literally brought the problem and solved it myself, but people are right. They're like, hey, it's payday on Friday. It's the first of the month. We're waiting for it. And I don't want to put anyone in that position. So we're just going to wave off. Okay. Here it is. Paulina Luna, who we've had on this show, not personally her, but we've talked about her on the show. And like most politicians who are Republican, her best attribute should be more than her looks, and it's always been my argument that on the left, all the politicians are ugly and bitter and bad at their jobs, and Republicans are pretty hot and bad at their jobs. So this is the situation. Now, Paulina Luna is very attractive. She's also very smart. Yes, we're on TikTok. It's at thedumbshow.com, not at the Dumb Show, because they banned my first account when we hit 750,000 followers, like in hours. I think it was 96,000 followers in 2.5 days. Then they banned us. Anyway, so Paulina Luna is... TMZ released this video saying that she was assaulted, and she's kind of running with it too. And there was this what people call citizen journalists who go out in the street and get reactions and follow around politicians and harass them. And supposedly, I guess she assaulted her. So here's the video from TMZ. And then I'm going to show you Representative Salazar having the same interaction with this lady. The exact same lady 10 minutes later. Her name is Maria something or other. I didn't care about learning it, but she's a liberal. She's an activist. And I hate to say this. I'm going to obviously admonish her just a little bit, but I'm also going to hit Luna, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Here, watch this.
Cuban people
right
being killed right now by a policy of cutting off oil, cutting off every single way that government can get money to keep the hospitals going.
To actually get aid to the people of Cuba, because it doesn't sound like you do.
No, because Marco Rubio has been sanctioning the Cuban people, which is hurting them by the billions.
The government
by the billions.
No, that hurts the people there. They have no power. You are misinformed.
When's the last time you were in Cuba?
Wait, you just touched me.
Oh, it was like,
no,
sorry.
It doesn't matter. You just touched me.
Right,
You're going to walk away right now, or else I'm going to call Capitol Police. Don't touch me.
I will walk away. Bye-bye.
$32 from Anonymous in celebration of Leeroy's wife. Good evening, you guys. Hello, Anon. We know who you are. We love you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
My wife thanks you too.
Yes, she does. Because she's got steak. Here's the hit. Slowed it down for you. That's it. I know you may have missed it because it was literally like when you talk to someone, go, hey, you know, or I'm talking to you, or
right.
It's a term of endearment. Do me a favor. Do test 1, 2, 3 real quick, Leeroy.
Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3.
Bring it up just a little bit. Let me bring you up. Never mind. Give me a shot one more time. Don't
test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3.
Better, perfect. Thank you. So that's the hit heard around the world. Look at that. It's not literally like 2 knuckles touch her shirt, her houndstooth jacket. That's what she's claiming is assault.
You are misinformed.
When's the last time you were in Cuba?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I listened to what the lady said. She was not being abusive. Her argument is, it is what it is. I mean, we are embargoing Cuba. We've been doing it since the 60s. It has hurt them, and now they went socialist, and we've punished them for it. But that's the way it is. But she's not disrespectful. She's not arguing or shouting her down. What do you think, dude? I mean, is that assault?
You know, I mean, if you're going to claim assault and that the perpetrator, right, the antagonist in this case, appears to be at least a 70-year-old woman who looks to be kind of frail, you know, you could have played this a little bit better. You could have said, rather than make the veiled threat, oh, my next move is to have the Capitol Police arrest you or remove you, you could have just simply said, please don't touch me, right? And answer a question or two legitimately, because to your point, Matt, she wasn't being rude. Just, you know, hang around for 10 seconds, answer the lady's question, then move on. But if you're really that concerned about it, maybe just say, hey, look, don't touch me, okay?
You know, and it wouldn't be so big of a deal unless I found this video. And see, I guarantee people haven't seen this video, and this is the issue. Because this lady, if she was some unhinged leftist, and she very well may be, I don't know her. I've never had a conversation with her, and I don't think I want to. And that doesn't matter. People are allowed to ask our representatives with respect, walking side by side on a sidewalk. And if she bumps into you or accidentally touches you, which obviously it was. And when she said, don't touch me, she said, okay. She didn't say, screw you. Who do you think you are? She didn't shut her. Because here's your video of Salazar, who, it's funny, she came into our orbit last night and she's back into our orbit, which is wonderful because she is another amazing looking woman, which I always love that. Here is Salazar. And watch what happens to this. And listen to the conversation. Listen to the temperament. Listen to the tone. Listen to all of it. It's important.
Listen, and then I'll go. You know what's going to happen if the United States government lifts all the sanctions? This is what's going to happen. We're going to give the Castro regime the possibilities of getting from the multilateral organizations loans. They're going to take, they're going to take those loans and they're going to buy better weapons to repress the people. No, but let me tell you what's going to happen once the United States, but let me finish. The United States is going to lift all the sanctions and the Castro's going to say, perfect. Now we're going to be able to have more money to repress more. We will never give free and fair elections. Don't you want? Don't you think? No, I'm asking you. Let's stay right here. No, stay right here. Don't you want them to give free and fair elections? You didn't answer me.
Being so great.
You didn't answer me.
Oh, snap.
Oh, that's assault. That's assault. You just grabbed her by the neck. Looks like she's injured. But that's not the worst of it.
Hurt my neck.
That's not the worst of it. Wait.
Do you want the people to have free and fair elections? Yes or no?
Do you
free
support
and
ICE?
fair elections.
Do you support ICE?
Yes or no?
You support
Of
ICE?
course, but okay, of course. Okay. But do you think that the Castro regime is ever going to give them the possibility of deciding that?
Yes.
Then they have
Oh.
Salt again, and watch this.
fooled you. They have
Oh.
It's kind of funny when I find that type of stuff, isn't it? And then her comment, this lady was, well, this was 10 minutes ago, and she put her hands on me, and guess what? I didn't call the police, and I didn't say it was assault, because honestly, it almost felt like a term of endearment. I didn't like her pushing my head at the end, but it wasn't assault. I'm 5'1", she's 6 foot, and she seemed very frustrated with me, but that was a conversation, and that was it. And I'm sitting here going, don't make me defend liberals. Don't make me defend socialist pigs. Please don't make me do this, but you're making me do this. You people are ridiculous. Like Salazar should be taken away in handcuffs. That was like literally like Ike Turner on Tina Turner versus what happened in the previous meeting. What are your thoughts? Am I crazy, or do I have to defend a socialist here?
I think maybe we have to. And here's the thing. Right? There's a difference between defending people's personal actions versus their policy. And we're smart enough and mature enough, we can separate the two. And just because somebody makes the mistake of touching somebody else, right, doesn't mean that they have terrible policy, and vice versa. In this case, we just happen to get our wires crossed, and it is what it is. I
want to make sure I'm clear that Paulina Luna and Representative Salazar can come to the show and plead their case and touch me the same way, and I would be very, very happy. Just letting you know. Just to be completely honest with you, none of that is assault. None of it. No. This is ridiculous. How about we do something else? How about you do your job, and how about you go and pass legislation and get off TikTok? And because last night's show that's all it was. It was literally a TikTok fest of looking at Senate oversight hearings, them attacking Rubio and Markwayne Mullins. And it's nonstop. And it's like, this is all they do. Their staffers write them their morning hit piece. They go ahead and they tell their TikTok and Twitter accounts what they're going to say. Then they go out and say it in the afternoon. They get 150,000 views, and they make good money. I mean, they make really good money doing this type of stuff. And you have to ask yourself the question, if we don't want them trading stocks, do we have to say, okay, well, maybe you don't have social media accounts, or maybe you have inboxes, but they're making money off of this stuff. And honestly, I'm sick and tired of it. And I know that that's speech and freedom and rights and all that other shit, but should elective representatives be using their platforms for division and to do this type of thing?
Should they?
I don't know. Should they?
I wasn't sure if that was rhetorical.
No, I think I'm seriously asking the question. I mean,
I think they should. I think they should be able to voice what what they want on social media, but that comes with caveats, right? Maybe once an account is authenticated, and maybe put a cap on it. I don't know. I don't necessarily know what the law behind that would look like, but how else would a representative get information out to their constituents? Social media has become one of the best ways to do something like that. Donald Trump is an excellent example of that. That's why he had to literally start his own company. So, and people wish that they would take away his account all the time, and they can't because it's his company. I don't think you can. I think you have to let these people say what they want.
They can't. They can't have a column in a newspaper. They can. It's against ethics committee. Well, what's the difference? They can't have a column in a newspaper, and it's against the ethics committee rules. So if they can't do that and editorialize and give their opinion in the newspaper or a magazine or on the news, or they can do weekend hits, but the money that they get cannot be given to them during their campaign or
as a contribution with them there. Once they put down senator or state representative on the lower thirds, no monies can exchange hand. So there's rules. So the question is, why do they have unfettered access to social media? Why do we allow? Because let's face it, that is the number one form of communication. That's where 90% of the country gets their news.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we look at it. I mean, should representatives have Substacks? Should representatives have be able to sell shirts and T-shirts? And I don't know, man. I like you're representative of the United States of America. You are not a brand, but it's like a wrestler or a college football player, man. It's weird.
Well, and I was going to make that exact analogy actually a little earlier, is that it's not anything different than allowing certain major sports franchises to have their individual players get a hold of the media. Should LeBron James not have a Twitter account? I mean, I think that's
different. He's not he's representing a basketball team. He's not representing the constituents of this country who's supposed to be impartial.
Depends on what he says, right?
Well, no, it doesn't matter what he says. He's not elected representative. He's a paid athlete. Now, if the Los Angeles Lakers want to punish him for that, well, that's completely different, and that would be based on his contract. But
that's
nobody,
kind of my point, yeah.
But nobody elected LeBron James to represent the Los Angeles Lakers. The corporation did. And even though the fans pay the tickets and things like that, he's not beholden to what the fans do or say. Right. And his words, I agree with you. Like, listen, I think sports stars should shut up, but it's not anyone's business but the corporation who owns their contracts to do that. We hold their contracts in our hand. We elect them. They represent us. And it's a hard argument to say that they're not representing themselves. I'm not saying they can't have social media accounts. What I'm saying is maybe there should be some rules to what they can and can't do. And disparaging others and libeling other people does not protect them in the free speech and debate clause, because they're not in official capacity when they're on Twitter. They're on their own time. And if that's the case, then they shouldn't be protected, and they should be open to libel and slander like everybody else. But you can't sue a politician. Why?
Right. And in the case of what was happening here, it's not entirely clear whether or not it was the politician who was allowing this to be tapped right into their own social media, or was it, hey, Matt, myself, or, any one of a number of podcasters might run up to a politician we see walking down the street, put it on our feed, and that's the reaction that we're getting. And so now we're in this, this person can talk to any other social media, but not their own. I know what you're saying, because it seems like there's, for lack of a better term, like an abuse that's happening.
Sure.
Right. But at the same time, I just don't know how to legally contain that.
It's the same way you contain editorialization or TV shows. You say you can't do it. And if you continue, you'll be brought up on ethics charges. It's the same exact way they do it for every other media.
I will say,
go ahead.
The second example, the lady who was talking with her hands a lot, at least in her case, she was talking more so about policy than she was, basically trying to get this person to go away, leave me alone, lady, or don't touch me, that kind of thing. At least she was trying to address a question. And if maybe that's the criteria, right, in order to interface with the media, I could accept that. She shouldn't touch that lady.
I just don't understand the argument of why representatives need social media accounts where they are profiting off of disparaging other people, mocking other people. I mean, Thomas Massey came out today and is using Congress to bring up legislation to recognize Israel attacking the USS Liberty, and that the Jews making a national day of remembrance for the USS Liberty crew.
It's long gone, man. Let it go.
It's not that. It's not about long gone. It's to attack Jews. I mean, this guy's fully out of the closet. I mean, he is literally out of the bunker with Hitler and Eva Braun. Charity Lamb donated $10. So thank you, Charity. We love you. My point is this, is there has to come a point when legislators have to hold themselves accountable. They are on a different level than the rest of us. They are not They are literally not there to do anything but
Right.
convey the message of their constituents. That's it. That's their job. That's the only responsibility that they have. Now, they have oversight. They have obviously budget analysis. They propose legislation. They pass legislation, but that's based and all indicative on what their states want and their people want. And I just think there should be some sort of rules for elected officials when they are using their position to garner money, influence, and having a national platform to libel and slander people, and using the speech and debate clause to protect themselves from any type of accountability.
I know what you're saying. I get it. But to say that they wouldn't be able to use their social media.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Influence.
I said, no. I said that their social media campaigns are being used for libel and slander and divisiveness, and to profit off of treading on other people's names and espousing lies, and they're using the speech and debate clause to protect themselves. That's an influence. Yes. So yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Should they be able to break the law? Listen, can you tell me another position anywhere outside of politics? We've got to reset I'm getting some popping here, but can you tell me another position anywhere in the country, any position, any job where you can say anything outside of having diplomatic immunity, an ambassador or a politician, where you can say anything you want and you are not responsible or culpable for libel and slander?
No. And I was going to actually bring up, intelligence professionals being one of the prime examples. Just because they know a thing doesn't mean that they're allowed to convey that to the general public. And so there are very clear restrictions when you're dealing in a government capacity on what can be conveyed. Maybe, I guess I'm okay with certain with politicians in general, conveying something that is conveying policy, but not when they start getting into the accusatory realm, or calling names, or, the mudslinging. You just wish they shouldn't be doing that, and certainly not profiting off of what they're saying.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, we're gonna play the next video. You know what, guys? Can you just give me 1 minute to reset this? I'm gonna play our commercial. I have to reset our soundboard. Okay, it's driving me crazy.
What the hell is that? It's a boy on a broom? Well, don't open the window. Oh, yeah, no. Bloody hell!
All right, let's see if that fixes the problem. Test 1 2. Give me some feedback here, buddy.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. How do I sound?
It's good. I go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, speak.
No, go ahead.
No. Speak.
I was simply going to ask the audience if all of the news stories tonight are captivating, and if if you like what you're hearing, please throw a couple of bucks in the hat, right?
Yeah. Well, we'll play the commercial. Have you seen that yet, by the way?
The Harry Potter thing? I did.
Yeah.
I saw it the other night. It was fantastic.
Well, that fixed our audio problem. What happened is I repathed our audio channels to make it a little bit easier. So when Leeroy's talking or the movies are playing, I have a little more control over the volume. So obviously that created a little bit of a loop issue, and we were getting some pop, but that's been fixed because I just reset. I didn't say reset it. I did not say the words reset it. I just did, didn't I? I reset the panels.
You kind of did.
I know, I'm an asshole. So listen, I'm not defending some socialist nut job, but I'm also not going to defend Salazar and Paulina. If you are going to put charges against this lady for brushing your shirt, then Salazar should be in prison for like at least 20 years. My point is, neither of them, none of that is assault. Now, if a cop sees that, a cop is not going to arrest that lady. I'm sorry, even if you want to press charges. That's ridiculous. And if he does, it's going to get thrown out. It was a mutual conversation. They were in close proximity. This lady's 72 years old. She ambulatory, yes, but you know what? I know a lot of older people, and they walk into you all the time. Give her a break. Representative Paulino was walking very, very fast. This is stupid. Like, why are we even talking about this shit? Well, we're talking about this shit because they're not doing their jobs. I would love to be talking about something else. But we're talking about this because it's absolutely retarded. So all of those ladies who are extremely good looking outside of the socialists, you get the
Springboard Award.
Oh, did that not come through?
No.
Okay, am I getting any echo right now, by the way?
No, you sound good.
Hold on a second.
Wank! There you go.
Did that come through? No echo on that?
That came through. Nope.
Okay.
Wank!
All right, there we go. Matt, start a petition and I will sign. Nope. Not going to do it. It's a waste of time and it's a waste of space. Listen, they're not going to hold each other accountable. They're not going to do anything to limit each other's power. They nothing. Can anyone in the existence of time, at least in the American history in 250 years, that the United States government has ever limited its own power?
That's part of the problem.
There it is. So no, I will not. It's a wasted petition. They won't do anything. They can't even pass going to standardized daylight savings time. You expect them to go ahead and hold themselves accountable?
Right. Donald Trump's first term, he did cut quite a few regulations that were being imposed on small businesses. He had cut the Federal Register from like 30,000 pages down to 15.
Sure. But that didn't limit their power, right? It limits oversight. Yeah, you can deregulate and that helps small businesses. But I'm talking about overreach. Like, how about this?
Right.
How about we remove subpoena powers from Congress?
Right.
That should only be used by the executive branch. Subpoena powers should never be used. You should have to submit all subpoena requests to the Department of Justice, and they have to be verified by a body of somebody under the executive branch. Subpoena powers should be rejected from the House. 100%. They should be able to do only investigations that are against the other branches of government, not the people. But they do this all the time. How many times they bring up people and say, you know what? They put Steve Bannon in prison for it because he didn't show up for a subpoena. They have no subpoena power. They do, but they shouldn't. Should be through the Department of Justice.
That's part of the irony that's going on right now between the right and the left, is that the left is currently claiming that Donald Trump and the Republicans and the party, the administration that's currently in charge, has far too much power. They're destroying democracy. They're destroying the Constitution. All right. So you want to limit the government then, yes?
Right.
Because if your argument is, no, we just want to limit it when your guys are in charge, that's a problem.
Right.
That's a lack of logical follow through that is not going to end up well.
Yes.
And let's face it, every time we put Democrats in charge, their government power runs amok.
Correct. So let's just have the same standard and bear the same fruit, shall we? Scott Bissett brings up a conversation. Now, this is interesting because Scott Bissett his history is strong, but see this, okay. My daughter and I are sitting at the table, and Nick Fuentes came up. And the conversation came up about when the Groypers came on and Beardsid came on and debated us. And you remember when I said in the middle of that debate that Jesus was an Arab?
Yeah.
And they were so pissed. And they didn't say anything. They didn't correct me, but they clipped that. And thousands of Groypers fed on it. And were like, what an idiot. I can't believe he said Jesus was an Arab. So I logged into an alt account and I said, oh, yeah? Well, what was Jesus then? He had brown hair and brown eyes. And he was a Jew. And I'm like, you just got owned, you stupid sons of bitches. So I got him to admit that Jesus is a Jew. And I mean, talk about the long game on that. I mean, you're talking almost a month in between that. I mean, I'm setting these jerk offs up and to get them to admit that Jesus is a Jew. So I love it. Like we were talking about Nick Fuentes and that came up and she goes, well, Nick's a smart guy. And I said, yeah, no, he's not stupid. Yes, he is. Sure he is. Absolutely he is. You don't get.
I disagree.
Well, let's define smart. What's smart?
Smart is the ability to have that philosophical 30,000-foot discussion to back up your ideas and come to the plate with proof and numbers and facts. And he lacks the ability to do that. He tends to focus in on division and playing these very short examples that only play well to his audience.
Was Oppenheimer smart?
Yeah.
Failed in debate in high school. Flunked
and
debate,
he was a borderline communist.
Flunked debate, flunked English. What about Schopenhauer? Arthur Schopenhauer. Was he smart?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
say that.
Okay, but couldn't debate his way out of a wet paper bag. And in fact, most of his idioms led to zero conclusions, and most of them were circular in argument. But most consider him smart. I think there's different varying degrees of smart. I think Bear Grylls is a complete stump, but he's pretty smart, especially when you put him out in the wild, except when he starts ziplining at 60 miles an hour, which is an idiotic thing to do in survival. You would say Wes Stroud is smart. He's a survivalist. Yes. He sticks, he stays, he spends 3 days, and then he moves if he's not found. Bear Grylls eats cow shit and drinks his own pee, and you're like, dude, you're an idiot. So although smart in his own way, British Special Forces, multi-million-dollar product lines, just like Wes, smart in different ways. So once again, I want to clarify what smart is, because Nick Fuentes most assuredly is smart. He's been debanked, he's been dethroned, he's been throttled, he's been put on the back burner, and he has continued to grow a massive movement of people and had every major conservative podcast put him on when that was antithetical to what Charlie wanted, and Charlie said never platform him, and most of the conservative channels did. There is a level of intelligence there. You don't have to agree with what he says, and I don't. And his conclusions are unfounded and stupid most times, but there is a level of intelligence there that needs to be recognized. So I do recognize that he has a form of intelligence. He's using it for the wrong things. He's using it for bad purposes, in my opinion. He is more than likely a Fed. He's bipolar. He can't stick to the same idea, but there is a charisma there that some people find appealing.
What I'm after. Yep.
Yeah.
There's a personality there and a level of charm, right, in a weird, twisted kind of way that draws people in. And so they want to hear what the hell he's going to say. And I just want to make the very clear distinction that you can have that and still not be smart.
I don't think you can be intelligent. I don't think you can be intelligent. I think you can be smart. So it's just a different very degree of intelligence. Is everything you talked about: logic, dissemination, processing, being able to be a complex problem solver. That's intelligence. Smart is Edith Bunker. Edith Bunker was the dumbest person ever in All in the Family, but she was wicked smart. Richard Nixon, bro, dumb as dog shit, but wise as hell. Richard Nixon was clever, but not smart. So my are not intelligent. My point is, you and I so far in the first three topics have disagreed at a very healthy level, and that's important, and I appreciate that. You think I like Nick? I don't. No, you don't think that. You think I'm giving him more accolades than he deserves. And what I'm trying to do is express the conversation that took place, that he's very appealing to certain people who don't dive into history and really study and learn what they need to in order to counteract what he says. That's my point. He's surface level appealing to people. And my daughter even said he's very intelligent and sometimes funny. And I challenged her, just like I said, I don't think he's intelligent. I think he's smart. I think there's a difference. The point is that Bessent goes in here and he goes after Senator Hirono, which I'm absolutely fine with because I hate that woman. But he brings up who was the president in World War I and asks her that question, and she can't answer it. But then makes a gaffe on history. See if you can catch it. Here it is.
Recently, President Trump proudly claimed that he doesn't think about Americans' financial situation when it comes to the war with Iran. So I want to ask you, Secretary Bessent, do you agree with President Trump that you also do not care about Americans' financial situations?
Congresswoman, who was the president during World War I?
Uh-oh. It's amazing how many people would pucker with this question. You only have two answers, really. Right? You really only have two answers, because you would have to immediately go World War I Versailles Treaty, and everyone knows who was responsible for the Versailles Treaty, but also the draft. You also know who's responsible for that, and the first president to declare war against a foreign country. That wasn't England. All of those things, you know who that is. And then the second one, well, the World War, we had the same president for 4 terms. And so it's not that difficult, but Bessent is smart. But this isn't that intelligent, because he kind of undercuts his point. Listen.
Can you?
No,
Are you refusing to answer my question?
No, I'm asking, who was the president during World War I?
I don't know, but clearly you are not answering my question.
And I am such a racist, because it's Miss Chu, not Hirono. And I mixed up Japanese and Chinese. I'm really, really sorry. They all look the same to me.
One was. Well, let me tell you.
I'm clearly getting the idea that you do not want to answer whether you agree with President Trump that you do not care about Americans' financial situations.
President Trump does care about Americans' financial situation.
Well, he actually said that he doesn't.
No, that is a truncated thing, like everything is, that he is future-proofing, because I can tell you Americans' financial situations would be devastated if Iran got a nuclear weapon and there was a permanent shutdown of the flow of energy out of the Middle East.
Well, then let me ask you, was your prediction...
I promise you that
I'm taking my time back.
I will promise you that President Woodrow Wilson, who was president during World War I, that the Germans did not attack us. That he got into that. It was
you're not answering the question, so let me ask this.
And I guarantee
was your prediction that Americans would face only 50 days of temporary...
Okay. So, argument sounds really good on the surface, but if we dig a little bit deeper into it, you actually proved Miss Chu's argument, because Woodrow Wilson declared in 1917, if I'm not mistaken, I have my years correct, war against Germany, and they went through Congress. The other things that he did were more on the home front, with banning certain German groups and neo-Nazi groups, selective service draw-ups, more investment into weapon systems, and funding of English military and their fight against the Nazis. But he didn't drop one bomb until he declared war with Congress. Is there a point where you can be too smart and you outsmart yourself? Because then you just make the argument, well, then why did Donald Trump drop a bomb without Congress? That's a dangerous thing to be doing, and it undercuts President Trump's authority to do exactly what he's doing. And Bessent better be careful. He almost outsmarted himself there. And if this woman knew anything about history, or if somebody who was, a history major who's sitting on that dais, who's not friendly to President Trump, walks over there and goes, actually, can I make a point of contestation here? And then drill Bessent and say, actually, thank you for making that very, very point. Since Woodrow Wilson declared war, you're saying that President Trump shouldn't declare any type of other conflict with Iran without War Powers Act and through Congress?
Right.
Can you outsmart yourself in these situations by trying to be too clever?
I think what's happening at a much bigger scale than anybody's willing to accept, right, is ever since the invention of like social media, or telephones, text, and now we're seeing this play out on the main stage in terms of, congressional hearings, is this idea of these gotcha moments, right? I know something that you don't, and in order for me to get in the next sound bite and make you look like a fool, I'm going to play that card. I'm going to use this gotcha moment. Do you know who the president was during World War I?
Right.
Make it relevant to the question. How about that? If we can get around this idea of trying to, sword play with everyone's dicks, maybe we could get to a point of talking about policy rather than these gotcha moments. I think that would be so much healthier for the country. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
No, I just my point is that if you're up there to represent the administration, and honestly, when you get into these oversight hearings, it really is a bullet fest of just having trash thrown at you by one and accolades thrown at you by the other. So really your first position is to defend and bring up, sword and shield for Trump. Whatever your underlying position is in the administration is secondary. Like if you're Department of Transportation or Secretary of Ag, none of that shit matters. You literally have to be a mudslinger or a deflector in order to be successful. My point is, I could have done some damage to Trump. I mean, can you imagine that clip? you know, Scott Bessent goes against President Trump and says that he has to declare war with Congress because that's what he just said. So there are times in an argument where doing exactly what you just said, where you're just trying to show somebody up for a soundbite, which is great because Scott Bessent's very good at it. And he's been doing it for 2 days straight. My point is that there are times you can outsmart yourself. Even Scott Jennings, myself, Leeroy, we make mistakes.
I've done it numerous times, embarrassingly.
Try to limit those mistakes because ultimately you're there to serve at the pleasure of the president. So just a little bit of insight into that. Here's Pelosi. And I showed a video, I don't know, a few months back you were on, where she told a reporter who asked about J6 and why she didn't deploy the National Guard. And she told him to shut up and turned around and shook her head. You shut up. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Yeah, she did it again. Here it is.
Hi, Congresswoman Pelosi. Last time I asked you about January 6th.
Holy I didn't see the lower half of this video.
Hell?
What the? Those go on for days.
My God, man.
I don't even need to show the video. Let's just sit
no,
here.
I'm trying. Hold on. I'm soaking this in.
Just can we go to commercial? Go to break.
Hi, Congresswoman Pelosi. Last time I asked you about January
If I was Pelosi, I'd be like, hello, Betty.
6th, why you turned the National Guard away on January 6th. You told me to shut up and that I was repeating Republican talk.
To shut up again because you're speaking lies. And I don't
But
have
you're right
anything
here.
to do
You're
with
right
it.
here on record saying,
no,
I'll
shut up.
admit it.
No, I did not admit it. The president never would agree to send the National Guard. Don't waste your time or mine on you.
Why was your daughter filming you on January 6th?
Why don't you get away?
She just said.
These are just questions the American people want answers to.
No, you know what? I don't even think you're a real journalist. You work for Mike the Pillow Man?
Actually, I do, and we're very
well,
proud.
I don't consider that journalism. Mike the Pillow Man, that's not journalism. I don't have any reason to talk to you.
He'd love to give you a free
I
pill.
want you to record this. I want people to know that you're not a real journalist. You work for Mike the Pillow Man, and all you do is spout untruths.
Okay.
Get away from me.
You can insult me all you
Get
want,
away
but
from me.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Congresswoman. We'll give you my pillow so you can have a nice sleep tonight, okay? Take care.
You know what?
Good
Here's
Lord.
Nancy Pelosi assaulted her 6 times, I counted. So they bumped into each other 6 times. So Nancy Pelosi will be spending, actually, my understanding is, yeah, that's correct. 5 times is life in prison. 6 times is mandatory execution. So by a hammer, my understanding. So she will be,
beat her husband to the punch. Just kidding.
Listen, I don't really, I'm not a big fan of Mike Lindell. I have an opportunity to sell his pillows and I won't. Even though I do, his Giza Dream Sheets are the shit. I love them. They're amazing. But I won't sell his stuff because I don't agree with him and I don't appreciate him very much. But, you know, I don't have any animus towards him. But what's a journalist? She's got a microphone. She's wearing a short skirt. Looks like she can turn some heads. She's asking you questions. The problem is that you're forgetting the key word in this conversation is citizen. And she is a citizen and she has every right to question you. She doesn't have to have journalism credentials. You believe that you people, all of you frickin' representatives, believe that you are above us when you represent us. That's it. You speak for our voice because we can't have 720,000 constituents show up in the Senate hearings. We can't be on the dais. We can't be on the floor. We can't demand quorums anymore because our country isn't in the 30 millions to 40 millions. We're 332 million people, and you're supposed to represent us, yet you don't.
I think that's a great point. The idea that a politician like Nancy, or any politician for that matter, any state representative, if you go up to them and ask them a question, you need me to turn it up a little bit?
Nope, just needed you to get closer to your mic. You're good.
Oh, okay. If the idea is that if you go and talk to your local representative and they tell you you're not a real person, I don't have to talk to you. Listen, at that point, I'm going to interject and say, I want my tax money back because you're representing me and yet you don't want to talk to me. There's a lack of responsibility that's occurring here and it's all on your end. And guess what? If you're not going to represent me, I want my money back. You're a product.
Yeah.
Do your job or give me my money back and get the hell out.
Yeah, well, that should be it. I mean, and Pelosi, listen, Pelosi's very upset. she must not have gotten 3,000% on her stock trades today. I talked to my accountant today, and it was the end of the tax year for us. So she's like, just sums everything up, and she's like, we're going to get you on payroll. You're now an S corporation, which is exciting because we have payroll. So we have W-2s, and we have business checks and all that fun stuff now. And we can start, applying our health care to our full tax deductions, little things like that, things that are important.
Yeah.
And when we do expand, it allows us to go ahead and take on employees, and it also protects our earnings. We only have to declare a certain amount of money, and then the rest is tax free. It's what's great about an S corp. When you pay yourself, right. It's beautiful. And I'm like, listen, I don't have a lot, but I've got a little money that I want to maybe invest in. And what would you recommend? And she's like, I would recommend you go to the NancyPelosiTracker.com. And you literally buy every single thing she buys and shadow her investments. And if she does a 100-to-1 ratio, well, then you do a 10-to-1 ratio. If you can't afford a 10-to-1 ratio, do a 5-to-1 ratio. But whatever it is, mirror her investments, and you'll be rich. And I went and looked, and I don't know, it's not NancyPelosi.com. There's a website you can go to it.
The Whale.
And I don't want to.
That's the name of the app.
I don't want to endorse it. I don't want anyone leaving our show for that. So this app, you can go to it, and you can literally just mirror these people's investments. And I'm like, why not? You know what I mean? Why not? Let's just do it. But, risk versus reward. So obviously it would be a nice thing to do. But Pelosi must be having a bad day. Senator Eric Schmidt, this is the one where he cooks Hirano. This is interesting. Watch this.
It was astounding. Your comments are astounding, Senator. You mentioned a few words, horrific. I think to the American taxpayer that's been ripped off by people who came to this country, to rip them off, that's horrific. You talk about bizarre. No, it's my time now. It's my time. You went over time. It's my time. Bizarre is the idea that you would be here in this committee defending violent murderers from being deported, that you would be defending violent rapists from being deported, that you would defend people who took advantage of the good people of this country, of their taxpayer dollars. That is bizarre. A terrorist who kills American citizens. You know what's bizarre is your defense of that. So forgive me if your 24 million Americans or naturalized citizens should be afraid. That's ridiculous. You have no. You have nothing but fear-mongering here. What I'm saying in this bill is, if you do those things to the American people, if you take advantage of taxpayers, you're not recognized. If you commit a terrorist act, if you commit wholesale welfare fraud, within 10 years, you're damn right we're deporting you. If you're convicted, it's not being accused of anything. If you are convicted in a court of law of these crimes, absolutely we should not only convict you, but we should deport you. Gone. And if you think that's some sort of negative assertion towards me, I'll take it. I love it. That's what we should be doing more of in this country, because people are coming here and they're ripping off taxpayers. And I, for one, don't want to see it anymore. And if you want to have that debate in public, we can do it. But that's what this hearing is about, to examine the Scam Act. So I'd just like to expose a few of your lies in your most recent dissertation on the dais here.
Listen, there's no hope, man. We're screwed. Discourse is dead in this country. They don't care about anybody. They just want to go ahead and, like you said, get their sound bites. It doesn't matter which side it is. It's all the same shit. This is all show. It's kabuki theater.
Doesn't matter what side of the aisle we're talking about, whether it happens on the left or the right. It's the same speech, different topics, every other week, every other soundbite, every other newscast. It's somebody from Congress calling somebody else, you're a liar. Nope, you're fabricating this. You're misrepresenting what so-and-so said. It's the same script over and over again, and it's being used to keep the noise level up so that we can't get to the root problem of politics, which happens to be the politicians themselves.
I couldn't agree more. You know what? At this point, I'm kind of like, AI, let's have it replace our politicians. Because what's the difference between the DNC sending out talking points to every single politician that are all the same, the 20 talking points of the day that they cannot stray from, that they memorize. They all go and recite on their TikTok or their Twitter, post it, and then go and do it in committee. What's the difference between just having robots there doing the exact same thing? Nothing. You're just robots. So I'm like, okay, let's replace them with AI. Let's do that. Let's save the money. Let's get rid of these people and just put robots up there. Just let them argue. I almost just want to just have the Thunderdome Act. Let's do this. Let's put each one of these in the Thunderdome, and two man enter, one man leave. And if you really hate each other, kill each other. You guys, listen, you drip with disdain and vitriol, and you say you guys hate each other so much and you're so evil and you're destroying America. Well, that's a threat. That's an existential threat to our country. Those people deserve to be exterminated. I mean, don't we agree? I mean, if Nazis were here and they wanted to take over, we would fight them with every ounce of our being. If communist Russia invaded, we would fight Red Dawn style. Well, if you're telling me that the person has a D in front of their name and they are absolutely inherently evil and they are diametrically opposed to American values and they are essentially trying to take over our country, well, then why don't you fight them in Thunderdome? You know what would happen. They would never pick up a weapon. They would never fight. They would literally go, wait a second. Don't you guys understand? We're all friends here. We all went to the same sorority and fraternities. We're all brothers and sisters here. This is just us. This is the way politics work. And it's like, no, you're faking. You're acting. You're putting on a play, and you're dividing this country, and you're downloading the prescriptive behavior of the way you want Americans to act, and you're reflective of that. And there's a reason why we hate each other. It's because you guys pretend to hate each other, and we emulate that because we've all driven to our proverbial corners. Isn't that the truth?
No, that's the absolute truth. Everyone in America, if you're not following sports, then you're into gambling. If you're not into gambling, then you still have a sports team by way of politics. Everyone does it, right? And at the end of the day, what you said was spot on. There would be no difference between the AI of Kamala Harris, except it would be without the creepy laugh, right? That would be the only difference, because you can give that same speech. We heard Kamala give the exact same speech using the exact same tone and the exact same words over and over again. It must have been 30 times while she was campaigning.
That's right.
Right? And the only difference would have been that stupid laugh.
I love Venn diagrams. I really do. I love Venn diagrams. It's just something about those three circles and the analysis about where there is the intersection, right? Yeah, I see people that you agree with me, right?
The intersection. Okay. So you know what? Enough about politics. Let's just talk about the new model I'm making. I'm doing the Tamaya Crazy H Sherman. She is not even, I have probably got about 20 hours of distressing, but this is just the base coat. And then of course now it's, the streaking, the oils, oh God, I can't remember the technique, but the chipping, all of that needs to happen. Turret's done. Doing the 50 or the mod deuce right now.
That looks so good.
Oh wait,
yeah, I can tell you have mad skills with an airbrush. I can see that.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty good, dude. So yeah, that Tomcat was fun. And then my pastor, I hope he's not watching. He flew the A4 Skyhawk, and he was on one of the last ships that deployed him and last carrier. So I bought him an A4 Skyhawk, and I'm gonna do it for him and put it on his desk and like disappear. But pretty excited. It's that Sherman is going to look killer. And it honestly, doing tanks, I've never done this before. I've done miniatures, small, dragons and elves and dwarves and shit. I've never done full scale modeling ever. And the F-14 is the first one I really did. Tanks and planes, they're very different animals, aren't they? I mean,
yes, they are.
You have some forgiveness with tanks. You're like, I screwed that up, and it's like, well, it's a tank. So it's like,
well, anytime. I will say this: if you're a novice model maker, then the first thing you really want to start out doing is really anything that was of the Soviet era, because they were just, if you're really trying to be accurate with it, they were horrifically put together with giant panel lines and one side that is completely lopsided from the other side. Like, it is the most forgiving thing because it's an accurate representation of what was actually rolling off the line. the assembly lines.
Yeah, well, that
folks,
was
if you like what you're seeing tonight,
oh yeah,
we're at $42, and we really need your help, guys. This show costs quite a bit to put together, and as we roll into, we're at the latter half of the week, we really need your help. If you like what we're saying, if you like what we're covering as far as the politics or Matt's models or just our banter back and forth, please, go ahead and throw a couple of bucks in the ring, please.
Yep, you go to thedumbshow.com/donate. Here's how you do it. We'll just play the commercial now, and this is a fun one, so it makes the time go by, or you can use it as a pee break. But it isn't there for just your amusement. We do it, obviously, to raise money for the show. So here we go.
What the hell is that? It's a boy on a broom? Well, don't open the window.
Oh, yeah,
Bloody hell!
Muggles, I'm sorry for using magic outside of Hogwarts, but I'm in dire need. Have any of you Muggles seen my golden ball?
Did you just say he's looking for his gold balls? I think he said golden ball.
Right you are. You two are very bright witches.
You really are the brightest witch of your age.
Did he just call us bitch? It's a Harry Potter movie. You have to keep it PG-13.
You know my name? I am Harry Potter. That means you know where it is.
No, we haven't seen it.
Well, you can buy a new one at the Dumb Show. You get 10% off for using code DUMB10.
Bloody brilliant! 10 points to Gryffindor.
Did he just call us Griffin whores?
If you want to take part in more adventures, you too can donate to The Dumb Show. You can go to thedumbshow.com/donate. We take PayPal, Venmo, credit card, and you can even send us an owl at P.O. Box 2, Round Hill, Virginia 20142. Please make sure to leave your name and a message, and we will share it on the next show. Live weekdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, them Dumbledore sent you too.
Okay, seriously? What's a fumblesaur?
Yes, we appreciated the talented Spear family doing the video. You too can let us know if you want us to do a donation video, and we'll make it for you. This is fun. We got the green screen out and did some post-movie production, and it came out nicely. I mean, it's not going to win any theaters. It's not going to be in the Industrial Light and Magic, but it works. And yes, the voiceover I'm particularly proud of. Plattner, you've seen this guy, this Plattner guy from Maine.
Yep.
With the Nazi death tattoo on his right side of his chest. It's been, I guess, some Norse Viking unicorn shit that he put on over it, which is just weird. It's coming to a head.
Let's attack Pete Hegseth for having his tattoo, and nobody on the Democrat side has even brought up this guy. None.
Yeah,
no one.
Jerusalem cross is bad. Nazi death head camp tattoo is good. Okay.
Sure.
But here's the thing. It's now coming. The DNC is using this now. They are not happy with him. They don't want him here. They've already given him ultimatums. And like they destroyed Swalwell, they're going to destroy him. The allegations have already started to come out. They tried it with an app that had children on it where he was supposedly sending sexual messages to inappropriate messages. And was registered on a kids app that was known for soliciting sex with kids. Now, today, the New York Times, I believe, released, I want to be very, very clear, some very nice things that his ex have said, but also some horrible things that he said that if anyone invaded his house or tried to rob him, he would rape the man to make him feel as violated as he felt. Supposedly stuffed his woman in a closet, grabbed her and left bruises on her, threw her around. I mean, some crazy shit. But this is pretty par for the course. Democrats are going to destroy this guy until he resigns and gets out. This is not the type of guy that I imagine will resign. He's the type of guy that will go independent and split the vote so they lose anyway. And Maine is a fairly locked district. I believe it's what, Susan Collins? Is that who's up there?
Let me check. Hold on.
If it's not Collins, it's Murkowski.
Hold on. I just got a stop box and it was in the way.
You're okay. Go for it.
Let's see.
I'm looking. Yeah, it's Susan. It's Susan Collins. It's Susan Collins. So sorry, I'm just thinking about it. It's Susan Collins. So Susan Collins is, although we don't want Plattner, Susan Collins is no friend to the conservative movement, but she's not as bad as Plattner would be. I think the Democrats believe that she's vulnerable. And they're going to do whatever they can to push the Senate because they know that the Senate's not going to go their way. And without the Senate, they can't impeach Trump. So their entire plan is to impeach Trump. That's what they want. They think they possibly could still win the House, even though that's not looking good, especially the 146 seats that Trump's endorsed. He's 146-0. The guy is literally slaying. MAGA is alive more than ever. What are your thoughts on this guy? Watch this video and then you tell me. Because I think the Dems are going to try to take him down. I think this is all paid for. They're saying it's the GOP. I don't believe it. I think this is the DNC leaking these stories. I believe we know this. We did it with Michelle Blasey Ford. They did it with E. Jean Carroll. They did this with Swalwell. They do it with everybody. They know how to build you up and then they destroy you and take you down. Here's the video. Tell me what you think.
Before we go, Senator, I have to ask you about embattled Maine Senate candidate Graham Plattner. He met with Democrats in D.C. yesterday. Will you endorse his campaign?
I know that he is out and he is campaigning on kitchen table issues. I know that he is.
Answer the question, dude.
Opposed to this slush fund, which Donald Trump is putting.
Answer the question, dude.
Together, he's putting affordability front and center.
Answer the question, dude.
For the voters of Maine to decide this race. And I think that he has the right issues to be focusing upon this year in Maine, as I am doing. And I think other people who are really concerned about the direction our country is going in right now.
It sounds like he has your support, Senator.
Well, I am convinced that he is running on all of the right issues.
Wow.
For our country right now.
So why not say that you endorse him?
There you go, buddy.
But in my opinion, he has taken the issues and he's galvanized a grassroots movement all across Maine. People are responding at the town meetings. They are up. They are energized. And in my opinion, he is on a pathway to victory.
Okay, Gandalf's dad. Whatever, Gandalf's dad. Why can't he just? Would you love it? I wish I could not run for office and just get the position, right? Like somebody, I would marry a state legislator on the side, and then they would die. Then I'd just take their position like other women do, and I'd just dress up as a woman and put lipstick on it. And I would have said the following: I just would have said, "Well, I endorse him now, unless any of the bad stuff that we think is going to come out comes out." Why don't you just say that? Why don't you listen? Right. Like this guy's kind of a hot tamale. I endorse him now because he's part of the Democratic Party, and if I break ranks, I'm going to get punished. So I'm going to tell you I endorse him unless I change my mind and something comes out like he's a serial rapist or something. But as of right now, it's safer to say. And why don't you just be honest? Because everyone knows what you're doing. You just said that without saying it. Go ahead.
No, you're spot on. I mean, it's like me saying I completely endorse this person until the media digs up the required dirt to make me look bad for my endorsement.
Right.
That's exactly it.
That's right. It's not full-throated. I'm a little right. It's not a full-throated endorsement, but like until there's a better option, I'm in. Just be honest.
Does he have a D behind his name, and does he have any current litigation that leads us down a path of rape or murder? Then count me in for now.
Yeah,
for now, folks.
I'm good until they tell me to do something different.
Right.
By the way, that
somebody breaks the script.
The great beauty of that little call box that you got there, that call sign box, is you can run the cable through it. So it doesn't hang down. So it'd be zip tied all beautiful down your mic.
Oh.
See, you can run it through that. No, I'm just little things. Just I'm anal retentive. Leave me alone. Seattle Mayor Carrie Wilson. So she said, get this, dude. She AOC'd Seattle. How long do you know? Okay. There's two major coffee companies. Now there's a lot more than two, but there's two major coffee companies in Seattle, or were. It was Seattle's Best and Starbucks. These were the two big heavy hitters, right? Starbucks has been in Seattle since God was a corporal. I mean, they've been there forever. So Kerry Wilson says boycott Starbucks. So what does Starbucks do? Did you hear what they did?
No.
They said, we're moving our corporate offices. We're leaving Seattle. Oh, God. Dude.
Good job.
I mean, you're grenade. so she's like, she's doing this.
I'm sorry.
Just get that back in there. She's got gloves on and she's shoving the horse shit back into Valbluken. And she's trying to shove it back into the horse. And they ask her this, and watch this, another non-answer. So good.
You made national news recently for comments made
I was
about
going to say, don't ask me
businesses.
about the millionaire tax.
Well, made about businesses and the rich. Let's start with Starbucks. Do you still support a boycott of Starbucks?
I had the pleasure of visiting the Pike Place Market Starbucks a little while ago, and I ordered I think it was a blueberry muffin latte. That was like a staff creation. So
that's a
I
no.
guess I broke my boycott.
Okay.
But I don't know. What do you want me to say about that?
So you don't, you support them?
I absolutely support unions, and I support
that
workers.
question from the
and
crowd.
Yes.
So.
Unbelievable.
The answer is still lingering somewhere between here and the Big Bang. That answer is in the ether, and she still hasn't answered it. Why don't you say this? I let my emotions get the best of me. It was that time of the month. I'm a woman. This happens all the time. I didn't think logically. And I didn't think, honestly, Starbucks would have the guts to go ahead and pull out of Seattle since they've been here forever. And they enjoyed some of the highest taxes and worst crime and horrible policies that make them keep employees that are not worth a damn. I don't understand why they would want to leave. So I'm not going to be boycotting them. By the way, I just want to also let you know your next question is that Plattner is on all the right issues in Maine, and he's doing a whopping good job up there. Seriously, dude.
I don't know how many times it's going to take a company to up and move before politicians start getting the idea that, they can move at a whim and they don't have to clear it with me. Oh, that's tax dollars just moving away. Look at what's happening in New York. Look at what's happened in the exodus that has happened in California. Just the number of corporations and companies that have said, we're out. Yeah, taxes are too high. We're not getting any favors here. If anything, you're doing us damage, right? And when they go ahead and scoot, and these politicians are just like, oh, we didn't mean it. Please come back. I mean, we're hearing that from Kathy Hochul, who's begging millionaires to come back to New York.
Pay more taxes. Come back.
Right. The taxes that I know that you guys left because of the high taxes, but we need you to come back and pay your fair share. And you're like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Don't you get it?
Well, AOC shut down Amazon. Tesla left California. Apple has the only reason Apple hasn't left California is because they built a giant space mothership that's worth billions of dollars. That's the only reason they don't leave. But they've honestly moved a lot of their call center, some of their production center is now into Austin. Joanne Townsend donated $58. God bless you, Joanne. Thank you for the prayers. Those were free, but we appreciate the donation. Thank you, and good luck to your daughter tomorrow. We'll put our hands together again for her for sure. Folks, if you have not had a chance to donate, thedumbshow.com/donate. We are at about 40 minutes left. We'd really like to hit our goal. So if you haven't had a chance to help the show out, please do. It doesn't take a lot. $5, $10, $20. It's not that big of a deal. It literally just requires you to help out. Wish I had more. You don't have to wish. $10 is ridiculously good. That's amazing.
Thank you
That's amazing.
very much, Sandra.
We've got over 225 people on. We got 40 over on Rumble. We've got a whole bunch on Spreely. We got 135 in network on regular social media and Instagram. We even have a few. So I think we have enough people to help out if they want to. So thank you.
Absolutely. And if each one who is watching right now just simply gave $120, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right.
Just a couple.
Listen. One donation of $10,000 can make a difference in your life and ours. And if those 120 people did that right now, we would have a shitload of $10,000 and we would retire. So if you listen, we want that big Joe Rogan. We want some of that Jew money so we can be Candace Owens and go over to Russia and pretend we're going on vacation when really we're going to a mini Davos summit to go ahead and talk shit about the United States. Dude, everything. Dude, do you know how vindicated I feel? Do you understand that when the walls come crashing down and they go after Candace Owens for espionage or breaking some sort of Hatch Act or whatever else she does, it's not going to be the Hatch Act, but she has to declare herself as a foreign agent. She's not. This is going to come crashing down because here's the problem. Don't you remember when she accused Tim Pool of taking Russian money? Look at her now. She had claimed Benny Johnson and Tim Pool took Russian money. Well, what's she doing in St. Petersburg? We'll talk about that in a second. But, dude, I feel so vindicated. Wait till she ODs, dude, because I'm telling you, it's coming. I'm not wishing it on her. I'm just letting you know, man. She's
I wouldn't want that either.
No, she's a narcissistic.
But she is,
you know what?
Nuts.
I kind of want it. No, I kind of want it. That woman's the devil. That woman
you
is.
want her to do a Whitney Houston? I don't know, man.
Well, okay. How about an Amanda Hunsaker?
His daughter just dove out the window. I love you, man.
What about Amanda Hunsaker? Can we just?
Well,
I'll give her a 9.6. Dixie, that's fucking thin. Anorexic with your wife's cooking. No wonder with your wife's cooking. What'd you say? Comments like that won't get invited to Christmas dinner. My luck's changing for the better every day.
Yeah, such a great movie.
No, I don't want
all
her to
dressed
die.
up and knowing to blow.
All dressed up and nowhere to blow. She actually stopped and said shit. She actually stopped and said shit. Yeah. I'm too old for this shit. So anyway, no, I don't.
Another one of those. Did you know that?
Oh God, give me a break. What is Lethal Weapon 5? The Quest for Depends. So
it's unbelievable.
I don't want Candace Owens to die. I want the evil that's in her to somehow be solved and appeased, and for her to heal. But she cannot continue to keep doing this. Her platform is way too large, and this shit's dangerous. It is. Free speech is important, but you are literally brainwashing entire groups of people. It's really like a cult, dude. It's bad. And people are like Trump. I'm like, okay, please tell me what Trump did to empower his people. Oh, J6. Okay, come on. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. Give me something that he's doing to literally destroy the country. What's Trump doing to destroy the country? Tell me what it is. And seriously, if you're a Democrat, call in 276-200-2105. And I will tell you 10 other things that Candace is doing to purposely circumvent our country, Americanism, Western civilization right now. And one of them is going in and playing that Russia is some sort of friend to the United States. This could not be farther from the truth. Russia, why do you think Iran, who do you think backs and supplies Iran with all of its weapon systems besides China and Russia? Who do you think's been responsible for the Middle East destabilization? Have you guys, Russia is massively, since 1880, been screwing around with the United States in one form or another. And I think people really are so far removed from socialist communist Russia, from understanding how dangerous they were to Western democracy and our republic. And am I saying that we need to be at war with Russia? No, we are not. You know what? We do a lot of things together with Russia. We hunted terrorists together. We fed countries together. The United States and Russia actually have a fairly decent relationship with each other. The problem is that Putin wants expansionism. Putin is former KGB. He's former Politburo. He's the Iron Curtain personified, and he wants to expand Russia. And outside of Boris Yeltsin and outside of Gorbachev, his desire is antithetical to them. They were content with where they were. They were content with the redistricting of Greater Russia. Putin wants it back. Diana Ramirez donated $2.50. You and Leeroy are crack-ups. Bless you both. What is Leeroy going to do after he retires? Diane, thank you for the $2.50. It means a lot. Leeroy, what are you going to do after you retire?
So after I retire from the Navy, I'm still going to continue to contract. Basically, all that means is that I get my weekends back, and I think we should have a contest here on the show where people can play, Wheel of Fortune and guess my real name, something to that effect, which is actually not that hard to find. It's something I wanted to bring up because you had touched on something that was really important, was a lot of people are dogging on Trump right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people are dogging on Trump right now. Basically, the same thing that we were talking about earlier in the show, claiming he's, a fascist, racist, authoritarian, blah, 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 right? While that's going on, nobody can seem to rewind the clocks and remember back a mere 2 years ago when we were talking about Harris. And I was watching I think it was Brett Weinstein video today, where he had actually pulled some excerpts out of her former speeches and compared them to actual Marxist doctrine. And so when we're talking about this idea that Trump is an authoritarian, right, look at what he was up against. If the authoritarian piece is what you're trying to avoid, congratulations, because we narrowly missed that bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And if we're talking about the acknowledgement, the simple acknowledgement that Marxism has fallen under the authoritarian label and is responsible for killing more than 100 million people throughout history, then you should be thanking your lucky stars that Trump won. But we don't do that, do we? We just simply say, oh, no, he is a bad person because he's on the right, because he has an R next to his name, because he says things that might be mean or hurtful. You people really need to get it together, do a little history, because this was not that long ago, 2 years. That kind of thing frightens me, man. That Americans just seem to have some of the shortest memories for that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, and the whole communist and socialist progressive push. Look at this party. Look at the Democrat Party. Look at what they're pushing forward. Kamala Harris. It was Tulsi Gabbard, Kamala Harris, and Amy Klobuchar, the top three most progressive socialist legislators in all of Congress in U.S. history, even more than Sanders and Warren. You've got Plattner, who is a Nazi cow. You've got Karen Bass, who allows cities to burn down and has spent $26 billion in just a few years on homelessness in that state. And she says it's a good thing because it's down 4%. Little does she know that COVID had a lot to do with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's what happens when you kill homeless people and they die from a lack of care and a lack of support. We've just given you Porter, who throws boiling potatoes at her husband, screams at staffers, who's a commie. You've got Wilson up in Washington, who we just showed you, who is a complete communist who's forcing businesses out. You've got Mamdani, who's one step away from clacking a vest off in a coffee shop.
Yeah.
You've got Spanberger, who's CIA, and all of a sudden they're like defund the police and everything, but you put a CIA operative as governor inside Virginia, who literally comes in and does every single thing she said she wasn't going to do and found it unconstitutional. Look at what they're running. Look at who's running up against Steve Hilton, Becerra, who essentially is a white guy. And then you've got an Al-Qaeda operative running on the other side. I mean, it's just like, it's insanity who they're running, these people. And did you see the other guy they're running, I think in New Jersey, just won state house, is that he was he was a lawyer for one of the guys that wanted to bomb New York. And he was looking to bomb like 5th Street, the tunnels, not just the World Trade Center, but all of Manhattan, just like literally put bombs everywhere. And his comment is, well, he was an old man. It's like, this guy's he's a fucking terrorist sympathizer, and they're just electing these people left and right. It's insanity.
I think that everyone who's watching the show right now, we've got a couple of hundred people on, really need to start reposting any memes that not attack, but at least examine the opposition's perspectives. And basically the Democrat Party is broken down into 3 basic segments, right? There's like the establishment folks, right? The old school, the old guard, right? That's Chuck Schumer, that kind of thing. There's the populist movements, which I think, you could classify AOC or Bernie into that kind of bubble. And then there's the people who basically make the claim that we need to tax the millionaires and all of these companies are evil, and everyone who has more than you do, we can blame the Republicans.
Uh-oh.
I kind of see them as the abundance folks, right? The people who just basically say, if you're looking at history and you go back couple of 100 years. What's that say? Can I ask your opinion?
No. I'm just putting it up. Keep going. I'm just
got it.
leaving it up there. Go ahead.
When you talk about the people who like to examine abundance, just remember what the Bolshevik Revolution led to. Just remember how Alexander Dostoevsky? No, Alexander Solzhenitsyn. It was Solzhenitsyn who was imprisoned for having too much. The Russians imprisoned him without trial because he had too much. He was a successful farmer, and they literally threw him in prison for like 10 years with no trial. And those abundance folks, that's what the same taglines that you're hearing. It's all the evil corporations. It's the millionaires' faults. It's people who have more than you. So get used to this idea of starting to debate those people. The abundance group, the populist group, and the establishment Democrats, who honestly, I think they're being squeezed out. They're being squeezed out by the populist and the abundance groups.
Oh, yeah, they are. And Schumer's just terrified to do anything about
Absolutely.
it. He doesn't want to go into the squad. Christian said, should have sent you this ballot from California. I saw it, man. My cousins live in California. They sent me the ballot. I've actually got a picture of it here.
I know that.
But you're they own good business in there. So they, I've got a lot of family in California, surprisingly. Not surprisingly, it just is what it is. But yeah, here's the ballot. And this is just for the governor's seat.
Oh my God!
Look at this.
Wow!
Like, dude, it's just ridiculous. And so, yeah, that's absolutely the way it is. Two things. Had a comment from Jane Bush. Says, "Can I ask your opinion of the Sig Sauer P325? I think I currently carry the MP40 Shield, but I've been a cancer patient for the past 20 years, and the grip is wicked. Listen, an MP40, there's nothing. Kyle Rittenhouse took a $350 AR rig and Amazon sites and was just stock everything, and was absolutely perfect with how he handled himself with that weapon. It's not necessarily about the hardware. My personal opinion is for not just a lady. I'm not sponsored by Sig Sauer, unfortunately. I'm not Sean Ryan, but this is a 365X macro. It's great for concealed carry. I hardly recognize it. Even with the red dot and the light, it is extremely low profile. The grip is ridiculous. The stock grip is amazing. It comes with like 7 different grips. You can see just down normal size of my hand. So it's really smooth. It's really easy. It's easy to go ahead and hold. It shoots like glass. This thing is ridiculous. And this is the macro. Now, the 325 had some issues, and if you remember, it had to do with the mechanism of the slide. Is that when you racked around inside that and depressed the trigger in any way, shape, or form, and I'm talking like 1/8 of an inch and depressing the trigger just like that, that any push down of this back housing would actually release the firing pin into the round, and it would go off. And this is for sure. We didn't talk about it with Tonto, but several videos are on this, and you can see it. They've recalled that piece. They fixed that piece, and they actually had a recall on that piece to get it replaced. I would go with the 365. It's my favorite handgun, and then of course you can't go wrong with a Glock. And then if you want to go with an old staple that does great, doesn't necessarily have sight fittings and for extra attachments, is the VP9, which is an HK. It's a great gun too. So, but the MP40 is amazing.
This.
Yeah.
So this is a VP9. It's got a red dot on it. And I will say this. This is clear.
Little
by
big.
The way.
Little big.
Little big for a lady. And here's the deal, though. It does come with these grips that slide out, and they come with like 3 or 4 different sets of these grips. You get different back straps and so forth. So if you have the room, if your purse is big enough, this is very comfortable because it shoots like a Cadillac. But when you start talking about some of the smaller weapon systems, so you're talking like the SIG P365, that kind of thing, or the Glock 43X.
Yeah.
Those are going to be a little snappier. And and I'm not disparaging you. I'm just simply trying to work with your ergonomics, right?
Yeah, and it is the 320, not the 325. I apologize. That's the one I was talking about. I don't believe there is a 325. 320 is I made a mistake if I said that. I apologize. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
the smaller the weapon system, especially when you start talking like the Glock 43, I have mine upstairs. It's actually a really great weapon, but you have to be prepared. It's a little snappier. And so for, we'll say a lady with maybe a little smaller hands than this kind of thing, that might be a little bit to hang on to. So you're going to have to figure out what works for you. My recommendation is to go up to any shooting range where they might happen to rent some of these things, and get some professional instruction while you're there, and try out a couple of different weapon systems.
And you should really speak to Tommy Cawthon. He knows his shit. Tommy's in. Okay, yeah. So he. Oh yeah. See, Tommy already called out the 320. Sorry, thanks. It just caught up to me. So yeah, 365 is the macro. That's what this is specifically meant for concealed carry too, but it's a little bit larger than your normal concealed carry. Like if you take the Glock 43, which I also have, it's the Glock 43 is much smaller than this, but this carries 17 and one in the pipe, so total of 18. So it's a double stack mag, so it carries some rounds. So with this, I only carry one mag with me because if I need 32 or 36 rounds, I'm already fucked. So I carry one mag with me, but with my Glock 43X, I carry 3 mags. And for my standard Glock, my Glock 19 Gen, I don't know, 4 or 5, I don't know where it's at. I don't even know if it's 5, so it's got to be 4. I carry 2 mags with me, but I only carry one with this. So this thing's just badass. The weight is ridiculous. The balance it's so smooth. It shoots like glass. It is gorgeous. It doesn't need an incredible red dot on this thing. Just go with a hollow sun or something like that. You can even move it up to a SIG type red dot. It's beautiful. I love it. Favorite one of my favorite handguns ever. So Tommy will help you to help you decide, but I like the 365. Okay.
Something like that is a Glock 43X.
Yeah, that's 43X. That's what I got.
This is way smaller than a VP9, and you can see that, like, for a man's hand, covers almost the entire weapon. Very easy to conceal. It's only about 1 inch wide, right? And because of that, it's cleared. Because of that, you can put this nearly anywhere. The thing is, again, it's very snappy. So just something to consider.
And when he says snappy, it's like if you take the VP9 shoots like glass. Yeah, I don't think the VP9 is snappy at all. This HK, like I'll take this against a VP9 all day, every day of the week. It is one of the best firing handguns I've ever used in my life. The 43 though is snappy, smaller weapon. It's gonna have a little bit more recoil. It's gonna have a little bit more punch. And for a lady, it'll be fine. But like the VP40 from HK, which is exactly like the VP9, except it's in 40 caliber. I own a VP40, and that thing kicks like a fucking. I mean, it snaps. It's got a jump on it like crazy. It's 40 cal, but it's not like the VP9. So a lot of it is also ammo. It's also the size of the round you're using. But Tommy's a great person to talk to. But I think he'll tell you the 365 is a good choice. But we got to move on, folks. We have to hit gold desperately. We're at $112. This has been happening the last couple nights, and it's really stressful for us because it doesn't allow us to really focus on the show. We always hit it, but we're going to need some help tonight. This is a pretty big number. We're almost $200 down, so $178 is where we're at. By the way, last thing real quick. I've had this with the regular grip, which is gorgeous. I mean, it's super. You're not going to slip in your hand. I've had my hands sweating in the middle of Virginia, humid as hell, and the HK does a really good job on their stock grip. But there's also some stuff you can buy, and it's like a tennis racket grip, and it's got stretchy rubber.
Friction tape.
I've got, but it's specifically meant for a racket, and when you squeeze, it's very squishy, and it's amazing. And I have that on my. I think that might be on my VP9. No, that's on my 21. So that's on my Glock. And the reason why is because the grip does not fill my hand properly. I love that. It is. And they also have this, it's not grip tape. It's actually feels like a tennis racket. But they've also got stuff that's like shark skin too. And extremely nice. And those are great too. So it just depends. I've seen people put leather around them, a real thin leather that's brushed. I've seen people use grip tape. I've seen just stock. You got to find out what's useful to you. And if you're not going to be putting 200-300 rounds down this thing every couple months or month, and you're only going to shoot it for a carry, then honestly, ergonomics aren't your number one concern. It's that, can you get rounds down range quickly and effectively? So you make that call. All right. Stress grip. Yeah. Like I'm not gun bro. I mean, I've got a lot of guns, but technical terms, I don't necessarily, that's what Tommy's for. Tommy helps me with that. Bob Ferguson. Actually, this is Tatum. You guys remember that graduation ceremony of the all-black college, and they went and started twerking and dancing, doing a bunch of crazy shit. Tatum addressed it. Here it is.
My principal, Ms. Shackelford, she told me I need to think of a way to make up for what I've done. And this was supposed to be a celebratory moment, and I made it about myself.
The 18-year-old says she was escorted out of the ceremony and still has not received her diploma.
Good.
She also says she never saw any written rule prohibiting dances or celebrations during the commencement.
We did receive rules, but the rules had nothing to do with what you can and cannot do while you walk across the stage.
For the new graduate, the biggest disappointment isn't the online attention. It's
Man,
the
how many
feeling
times
like
y'all
a
gonna show a
milestone
twerking? God
moment
dang.
was taken away.
It was disappointing. It really hurt my feelings. I cried, and I couldn't even continue the
Time
graduation.
out. Parents, raise your kids better than this. I just want y'all to, your kids got to do better than this. This young lady will not make it in life. She's not going to make it at the highest potential unless she changes. Because if you cannot take accountability for your actions, you're not going to make it in life and be successful. You're going to be working at some job you hate. You're going to be making hardly no money, living off the system, dating drug dealers, and doing all kind of stuff because these simple fundamental principles. That girl keeps saying she hit the splits. No, she hit the splits and she started twerking. That's what got her in trouble. And then she don't understand authority. And most young people don't understand this, but raise your kids better than this. The principal and that position that the principal hold and the credentials that she had to go through to get there, what she say means something in life. You can't just automatically say, well, I know better than the principal. That ain't gonna get you nowhere in life. You need to humble yourself.
If my daughter was twerking on a stage at high school, that conversation isn't going to go well. You know, she went to her final signing of her paperwork for her job interview today, and she dressed like she went to high school. We refused to take her. So get your ass downstairs and put some clothes on. You're not wearing shorts and a halter top to your first day at work. And go put on a nice top and go put on shirts. And Olivia refused to take her. What's up? I don't know. Hold on a second, Leeroy. What do you mean Rumble's frozen? TV says it's back on. I don't know. You tell me. Honey, we need help with donations. We're getting creamed tonight, like destroyed. Go ahead, Leeroy.
Well, something that he had touched on, right, were these fundamental ideas of responsibility and accountability. And any good parent is going to, try to push their child to accept more and more responsibility, at an appropriate time, at appropriate levels. But the idea is that if you can be responsible for taking care of a cat, or if you can be responsible for driving a car or doing whatever, right, then these are foundational things. And the more and more you get higher up in some of those responsibilities, you're going to eventually end up with a decent enough job where you can take care of yourself and maybe start accepting, some of the rewards that happen with the acceptance of that much responsibility. Because make no mistake, having that kind of responsibility is exactly what people are paid for. Mm-hmm. And for this young lady, for the officer Tatum was talking about, he hits it spot on, right? If you can't be trusted to follow a simple rule, which is no twerking to go and pick up your diploma, then that means that I can't trust you necessarily with maybe your social media account, or maybe you can't be trusted in other areas too. So it's about accepting that responsibility and the accountability that goes along with it. Because when she didn't get her diploma, That's when she immediately threw this thing out there. Oh, well, they were just targeting me, or, whatever the case is. Don't make excuses. Just do the work. That's it.
Okay. Fair enough. Sorry, I was trying to figure out about goal here. Greg, secret network of paid protesters. This actually came across fairly early. Take a look at this. This was just on Fox, and I think we've all known that these protesters are paid, but this is ramping up.
Is uncovering a well-oiled machine, a well-funded anti-ICE activist network, and it links roughly 100 groups to protests outside of a Newark ICE facility, Delaney Hall. We've been talking about it for 2 weeks now. All of them together control some $825 million in revenue, and many enjoy tax-exempt status. They're now facing congressional scrutiny and weren't exactly willing to talk to us when we started asking them questions. Watch.
Yeah, it looks like you're getting ready for something serious to go down, right?
So Charles Marino is a former senior Homeland Security advisor and joins us now. Charles, great to have you. I don't know if you've read this article. I had to read it like 3 or 4 times because it was every 5 seconds I was like alarmed by what I read. So let me read a part of it to our viewers here. This is the Fox Digital exclusive. Secret signal chats reveal how anti-ICE agitators coordinated those Newark riots. The network behind the Delaney Hall protests includes about 100 groups. Some of them are big names like the ACLU, Indivisible, and Democratic Socialists of America. Together, these organizations report collective annual revenues of about $850 million, approximately equal to the annual budget of Newark, New Jersey, where they are protesting. Something else I found interesting in this article, Charles, is that they push out this memo. It's called the Delaney 100, and it shares language to protesters on how to, tweet and post on social media. It tells them to call the Delaney Hall a concentration camp. It tells them to label these detainees, quote unquote, imprisoned prisoners and captives, and say that they were kidnapped and abducted instead of being arrested. What do you make of all of this?
Well, no surprise that this is all extremely organized and coordinated on the financial side. On the other material support side, like these supplies that we see being dropped in the vicinity of Delaney Hall. And finally, also on the communication side. That includes internal communications and external communications. So they're provided essentially talking points. They're educated about an inch deep and a mile wide on the issues that they're protesting, but they're told to use those buzzwords to invite, incite, facilitate, and basically bring forward everything that we are seeing play out outside of that detention facility.
Let's put up on the screen here some pictures that Fox Digital has.
So, great. This is followed up by another video of more fraud, more corruption. And I want to play that before we talk about it. But I'm getting the feeling that, okay, great. Do something about it.
Right.
I'm so sick and tired of this. I don't even care anymore. Why even tell us? You're not going to do anything. Nobody's going to get arrested. Where are the people in handcuffs? So far, we've got John Bolton. That's it. That's all we've done. And you've got you got James Comey on 8647 seashells. He didn't do more than that. I thought he was responsible for Russiagate. I thought he was responsible for the dirty dossier and the FISA warrants and the wiretaps. Why aren't we getting him on that? We're going after seashells. This is the extent of it. I'm sick and tired of this shit. I really am. Call me in a bad mood because we're going to get smoked on goal. Because folks, I'm not coming on tomorrow. I can't. I need a break. I can't keep doing this. We won't be on tomorrow. Go ahead, Leeroy.
The fact of the matter is, every one of these protests in quotation mark, because it's such a loose term, right? Protests, once they turn violent, it clearly violates USC Title 18, specifically Section 2101. And we've been saying for, I can't tell you how long on this show, that if you were just to start prosecuting Just enforce the law that's already on the books, right? That these types of protests, a couple of years ago when BLM were throwing bricks and, frozen water bottles and everything else, when all this stuff was going on, we're like, what in the hell is happening? And everything is so biased right now. They wanted to throw the book at everyone who was involved with January the 6th, and maybe they should have, but why let this kind of thing go? Why let the BLM riots go? Why let any of these organized protests go when they're issuing gas masks and issuing, the anti-riot gear that would be required? Clearly, they have an agenda that's in place.
Right.
And tell me if I'm wrong, but I mean, it already sounds like they were already violating U.S. Code Title 18, Section 2101.
Yeah.
And if they're already in violation of that, just enforce the laws that are already there and put this shit to bed.
Yeah. But stop telling us that there's all this crime. And listen,
Right.
We heard this with the Bidens. We heard this with Hillary Clinton. I don't care anymore. They're all going to get away with it. No one's ever going to be held accountable.
Yep.
And here they are. They go up on the dais tonight and they just lay out all the fraud. All the fraud.
In the country, but they're also our nation's biggest taxpayers. Like every taxpayer.
Kim, I won't be enjoying the game. I'll be worried about how we're making and pay bills. That's what I worry about. That's what I worry about every day. We asked for 300 and it costs 150 to stream the show. We if we don't hit goal, it puts us in a bad spot. And it's not like we're making tens of thousands of dollars off this, right? So I won't be thinking about that. But I can't keep coming on and doing this. I just can't. It just ruins the show. It sucks. It sucks. And it's just so hard because we're getting throttled and we're getting crushed by it. And I just wish there was another way, but this is it. So this is one of those days where I need a day off. And you know what? I just be damned with the jacket. We need to do the Jacket Friday. It's really important to us. It helps our goal for the month, but I just can't anymore. I need a day off. That's it. And I'm not going to miss my son's game because I'm going to come on and we're not going to hit it tomorrow. And it's just been a real bad week.
They deserve to know that the programs that they pay into will be there for those who need them, not siphoned away by fraudsters who would rather steal from hardworking Americans than become hardworking Americans.
Thanks, Maddie. We appreciate it very, very much.
Thank you, Mr.
$40
Sauce.
from Thank you, Sauce.
Day one, the SBA has focused our efforts on the Paycheck Protection Program, which will go down as one of the most defrauded federal programs in American history. During the pandemic, our agency delivered $1.2 trillion that was meant for small businesses, of which the Office of Inspector General deemed $200 billion was stolen, including right here in Ohio. The Biden
$200 billion. Why are these people not being hung from the yardarm in every single capital city? Why are there not arrests? I know 2 businesses that I worked for that stole PPP money. Ask me. We didn't see a penny of it. They were supposed to refund all the payroll of the employees that they laid off for 9 months. They didn't give us a penny. They got millions. They didn't give any of us a penny. And they knocked us down to 10% of our overall salary and hung us on until they couldn't. And then they fired us. And then they got that PPP money and bailed themselves out, hired new people, and didn't pay us a farking dime.
How many? That was 20 billion. Is that what she said?
No, 200 billion. And that's just in
so
Ohio.
200 billion.
Out of 1.2 trillion. And there's more in California.
Divided by the population of Ohio, which is roughly 1, 3.
I'm going to play this while you do the math.
administration chose to look the other way, giving criminals de facto amnesty at the expense of your taxpayers. But this administration is choosing accountability. Last month, the SBA...
Hey, folks, I know we're struggling with donations tonight, and that's fine. I understand it completely. However, likes is completely insane. We need some help. If you are on any channel, just hit the like button, hit the share button. That means the world to us. And, on nights like this, when donations are slow, which it happens, and it's okay, and I'm not upset about that. I'm just not going to come and do it again for another night. We need some help. We need some help with the likes. Thank you.
They referred 560,000.
Joanne Townsend, thank you. Thank you, Joanne. It doesn't have to be, You guys, it doesn't have to, first of all, thank you, but it doesn't have to be giant donations, y'all. It's just, we love you for it. We appreciate you come in and save the day, but it's just $5, right? It's just like, ask yourself the question, I'm going to go to a movie for 2 hours. I'm going to go to dinner for 2 hours. I'm going to go bowl for 2 hours. How much is that going to cost you? Is it more entertaining than some of those things? Yes. Is it less entertaining? Yes. So maybe it's not worth 50, but is it worth 5? Is it worth a couple bucks? I think it is. So that's what we need more than anything. But damn it, Joanne, Matt, everybody else who always donates and takes care of us, we know who you are, we see you, and we thank you, and we love you.
Borrowers to the DOJ and Treasury. That's over 500,000 borrowers to start collections and prosecutions for $22 billion in suspected PPP fraud. Today, we've announced suspensions for 140,000 borrowers across California, Minnesota, and Maine, totaling $9 billion.
All right, so essentially out of the $1.2 trillion that they funded, let's just assume that 60 to 70% was fraud. Let's just assume based on those numbers, because you just gave me 2 states, and that is equivalent to almost $350 billion. So let's just assume that 75% was fraud. And my family, you went through it with me. We had to 2 different jobs, moved out here from Houston, almost lost our house, had to go in arrears in our house for almost a year, had to recreate myself 3 times, had to become from going from flags, coming out here, finding a veteran job, leaving Comcast, coming here, getting the job, getting let go from that job. Anonymous, $75. I know who you are. We love you. Appreciate all the knowledge shared by you too. Please enjoy your dummies. Let's go, dummies. I love you. Thank you, Anonymous. I know who you are. And then having to become a marketing guy for $30,000, leaving, going and becoming a vice president after marketing and working my way up the ranks literally in 6 months, giving them a 300% return on their revenue, getting moved up to a VP role. And then after that, had to rebuild this show till it became profitable. And listen, this show is ridiculously good to us, and the donations are amazing. It just sucks when Facebook just won't take the cuff off. But what pisses me off is that there are businesses, and I specifically work for 2 of them, who screwed over their employees, who profited, who got rich off of this. And this happened all over the country. Nobody investigated shit. We called unemployment. We called the labor law. We called the government. We did everything. Hey, they're not reimbursing us. That this PPP loan was to pay for payroll. That's what it was designed to do, and they're keeping the cash. Mm-hmm. They're not reimbursing anybody. Folks, this isn't a woe is me thing. This is obviously my choice to work for these 2 companies wasn't the right choice. And it's my choice to do this show. But I'll be damned if I'm ever going to go work for one of these companies again who stole from their employees. Leeroy, you did some math. What did you find out?
Well, if my math is right, when you take $200 billion, right, divided amongst the entire population of Ohio, I came up with a figure that was around 150,000 per Ohioan. Now, that's probably skewed, right, because this is federal money. Thank you, Kat, for the $5. Thank you. Because this is federal money. So really it should be divided out amongst every taxpayer in the union. It just so happens that it was focused in Ohio. But it should still piss people off, right? Now, I want everyone to start getting into the habit of that. When you see that there's some acknowledged amount of fraud, they put $1 on it. Figure out how many taxpayers there are in the country, because it's only about half of the population, so around 160 million people, right? If you do that, you can kind of figure. Donald Thompson donated $7.50. Says, you know why. Thank you very much, Donald.
Thank you, Donald.
If you start getting into the habit of doing that and figuring out what your end of the tax bill is that the government just pissed away, right, due to irresponsibility and no accountability, like we were talking about earlier. When you start doing that and start raising holy hell with your congressmen and senators, you should be doing that. You should be livid at the fact that there is that amount of fraud, because you know damn well that the moment you skip one of your tax payments, Stephen, I'm not even going to pronounce that one, donated $20. Thank you, Stephen.
Sizz my sack.
Woo. That's rough, buddy.
It's not it. It's not it. But we just do size my sack or size my sack. It's just so much easier. It's like Semezcheck or some shit. But either way, we just call him Steve, Steven, and we love him. But dude, this is like, okay, then here's the thing. Find out who those people were. Arrest every single one of them in the biggest criminal prosecution ever in history. And you go and get 27,000 people, 127,000 people, because that's what you just said. And you arrest every single person who profited. And you throw them in prison. You seize their assets. You liquidate all of their properties. Well, first you give them a trial. First you give them a trial. Of course. You prove that they're guilty. Once they are sentenced, you liquidate everything. And you give a check back to the American people.
Yes.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
And if you want trust back, but you don't want trust, and I'm telling you, the end result is going to be open revolt. Do you really think I wouldn't show? Good show, guys. As always, thank you, JD. We love you.
But
seriously,
JD.
Isn't that like I'm not trying to be like I'm not trying to be vitriolic. I'm not trying to be just like a Karen just overreacting. But seriously, liquidate everything.
Right.
Do it.
Right. And I'm being for real. Like when you find out that there's any sort of waste, fraud, and abuse, and you've got a dollar sign that's attached to it, everyone who's watching, please call your state representatives. Get involved. Tell them how angry you are that this happened under their watch. Right?
But they're not going to do anything.
That's the only. They may not do anything, but eventually they might. Right?
How about class action lawsuits? Can you listen? Why couldn't you get a hold of the labor board and do class action lawsuits and literally every employee gather together? It's what, a couple 100,000 employees in Ohio that were fired or let go. They all join a class action lawsuit. They unify together and sue the corporations that's defrauded the government and defrauded them. Why not? Liquidate their companies. I'm sick of this shit. I don't care how big they were. But the two companies that I worked with, both of them are still in business and they should be liquidated for what they did to employees. It's bullshit. And I'm not going to go into specifics, but some of us helped create a piece of product that saved that company. They sold over $1.2 million of that product that we helped create and market. And I didn't receive a bonus. I didn't receive a penny. I didn't receive anything. What I received was my walking papers. Am I bitter? No, not anymore. But I don't believe that those businesses should run between the raindrops. I don't believe that those businesses should not be held accountable. They should absolutely be held accountable. It's ridiculous. Oh, this is good. I saw this video. There's a lot of good videos here. We're going to finish up. We can't stay too late, but I'm going to finish this video up. Executive order failures. I couldn't put this any better. Leeroy and I have been saying this. Executive orders are useless. They essentially are a stay of execution on good policy or bad policy, which will be ended by the next administration. They are rubber stamps. And they are not designed to pass legislation. And this Congress, once again, the 2016 Congress failed Trump. The 2024 Congress failed Trump. Here is the video on this.
What's your biggest rub with this executive order by the president?
My biggest rub with this executive order and really the last executive order is not so much about the substance of what the president's trying to do. It's the fact that the president is trying to do something by an executive order. Because I think about in a couple of years when we don't have a Republican president, I'm a Republican, I generally like my Republican presidents, when we have, let's say, President Newsom. And President Newsom says, I don't think we should have photo IDs. I think that's a bad policy, and I'm going to issue an executive order on that. Or I think we should have same-day voter registration so that we can make sure that anybody can come in and vote on Election Day, even if they haven't registered in advance. Or any other policy that I, as a Republican, or most Republicans don't support. That's the challenge with governing by pen, without Congress and without giving powers to the states and state legislatures. So I really worry about the precedents being set here, and I caution my fellow Republicans to think about that. We won't have the White House forever, and I don't want some of the good policies that we Republicans support at the state level and have adopted at the state level to be overturned by a Democratic president.
Couldn't say it better myself. Charles McCulloch, $5. Charles, thank you for the donation. We appreciate it. $5. Guys, these
Thank
little
you, Charles.
donations. Look at the number. Yeah, we had some people give $100. We had people give $50. But the main number is just $5, $10, $15, $20, $17,
That's
$20
like to see.
That's what I don't want anyone to go broke on this show. But there's people who have given thousands of dollars to this show. We love you. We appreciate you. That's nice. We care. We love to see the big fatties when they come in. $300, $600. Hey Matt, go take the night off. We love that. It makes us feel good. But you know what really means? The $2 and $3 ones, the $5 ones. Those are people who don't have money to give, who are saying, you know what? I can afford $2 to get this show for free.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I would much rather hit goal with 40 donations than hit goal with 5 donations, because it shows growth, and that's what I'm frustrated. It's not the money. It's not the fucking money. It's the growth. If let me explain this. There's got to be a sign. It's either going to show up in likes, it's going to show up in views, or it's going to show up in donations or merch purchases or contributions or conversation. We've got to see those signs of life. If we don't, then I've got to start doing something else, because the show has to constantly grow. It's got to expand. And I'm looking at the numbers, and it is. The numbers are expanding. We're getting good traffic. We're getting good traffic across all the shows. But when it's the same people donating, it hurts. So it's a matter of just everybody just everyone row a little bit in small increments. I don't like, if somebody gave $20 a month, if every single person did that, every single person, just $20 a month, with the amount of people that we have watching, we wouldn't need to even have donations.
No.
We would just stop.
That's right.
So just maybe there's something I can do. Maybe I can create a membership program that actually works. Maybe I'll think about this. But this is why we're trying to constantly reinvent things. I don't want to go to a subscription thing. I never want to do that. That fucking sucks. We also need to start advertising. And Olivia and I have been fighting against it because I don't want to do that. But Rumble's paying decent money on advertising. And I got to go out and try product. And I don't know if I want to do that. So it's just, this is a business, folks. And even though we want it to be just from the good nature of our heart as patriotic Americans, this is a capitalistic country. This is a full-time job. And this is my full-time job. So we're trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Okay. JD Stillwell says, the money makes me worry, but it's the amount of donations increasing that makes me happy. Yes. Yes.
Great point.
Yes, because that's
Great point.
that's staying power. That means we ask one time and it's just boom, 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 boom. That's it. Boom, 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 boom. Every night. Just 300, walk off the fucking show. And we're just crushing it. 300. Because we know we could ask, like Andrew, whatever his face is. He asked for $3,000 a show. What? Nick Fuentes gets like $10,000 a show. Candace Owens gets like $25,000 to $30,000 a show. We're not looking at. We're pretty grounded for what we do. $300. I want you to think about that and times it.
Think about what they're selling you too. When you're talking about that level, the Nick Fuentes, the Candace Owens, the Tucker Carlsons, God knows what that man makes. When you're talking about that kind of money, but they clearly have an agenda that's at play, we don't have one. No. I want everyone to think for themselves, and I'm not going to dictate your thoughts for you. I will tell you what I think, right? And that comes from a very specific place. That comes from the place of an intelligence analyst who's looking at headlines, who is looking at what's happening in the world, and is able to kind of pull back a little bit and give you that 30,000-foot view overview, right? But I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, Donald Trump is a racist, misogynist. No. And I don't believe all Democrats are bad either. I don't. I think that they're misled, right? And I certainly don't trust all the Republicans. There is a mishmash of what's happening right now. There's a realignment that's happening within politics. But my whole philosophy, my whole point is that if you don't trust your elected representatives or the government right now, then you have no choice but to avoid voting for the Democrat Party.
Yeah.
That's my point.
And listen, the last thing I'm going to say about this donation thing, and we try not to talk about it as much, okay, is as a business owner, I have to see growth, right? So here's a perfect example. Facebook. If Facebook would just allow us to make 20% of what we were, if I miss donations, it doesn't matter. But when Facebook is scrapping by and maybe we get $600, maybe $800 compared to the $15,000 we were making a month, that's where we've come up with that number with that 300. But then if we don't hit it every night, then I'm like, okay, now where do I make it? So I've got the podcast making it. Podcast is doing great every single month. It's getting bigger and bigger. YouTube's helped pay us. We're this close on TikTok to get monetized. Instagram, just like we got almost 40,000 followers on Instagram. This is fucking ridiculous. So we're starting to see it, but we still have to make the nut on the donations. So that's where it's like, Mel, you know what Mel does? You know what Sauce does and JD and all these guys do? And Anonymous, who I can't mention her name, and the other Anonymous, I can't mention her name. They coordinate and chat and say, who's going to help? Who's going to help tonight? Who's going to fill the gap? Which one of us? We're not going to let it happen. We're not going to miss it. Who's going to fill it? Do you know how many times they've done that? Do you know how many times Mel said, all of a sudden Sauce comes in and Mel, and they both donate at the same time, and it's a huge amount. And Mel's like, just hold it for a rainy day. Hold it for a night. And squeeze it in there on another night and I'm like, but that's deceptive. I won't do it. I'm going to name the donations when they come in. But that's the type of followers we have. We can't fail with people like that. The only way we fail is that if the people who have $5 can say, you know what, I'm going to throw in a little bit on the nights that are tough, and I know other people are going to fill the gap. That is when we become a community that is just strong. Because folks, this isn't free. This isn't cheap. That's what we're trying to say. So if there was no cost to this and I was retired and I was a multimillionaire, fuck. I don't want, this is why we didn't take your money for how many years? 4? We didn't take a dime. We're not in that situation anymore. All right. So there it is. Joseph says $300 a night is actually a bargain for the show, folks. I don't know if that's true, but I think $5 every now and then, $10, $20 every now and then is worth it. That's what I'll say. I don't know if it's worth $300 a night. From the scheme of things, yes, but I know it's worth 10. I know it's worth 5. I know it's worth 50 a month. I know it's worth 25 a month. I know that for sure. Just because we have Leeroy. Let's wrap it up. We only got a couple more minutes. This is interesting. Did you know black people can't be racist, Leeroy?
Yeah, that's not true.
Oh, yeah. Well, here it is.
Now you can respond.
Black women cannot be racist to white women. Are you kidding me?
Sorry?
That makes no sense.
Sorry?
Black women cannot be racist to white women. Do you not understand that?
Oh, yes, they can.
You don't have the intellectual
capacity yes, they can.
to understand that.
Oh, yes, they can.
Very much
and you've been racist to me.
That's very much impossible.
You've been racist to me, a white man, by saying I'm a race baiter. Yeah.
How am I racist to you? I'm black. I can't be racist to you.
You call me a race baiter with no evidence.
To me.
When have I been a race baiter?
You could be racist to me.
When have I been a race baiter?
But I'm a powerhouse.
Tell me when I've been a race baiter.
I'm a powerhouse.
Well, you may be a powerhouse.
Understand something.
You may be a powerhouse. You may be a powerhouse.
Okay.
When have I been a race baiter?
I want to admit that.
When have I been a race baiter?
Okay.
When have I been a race baiter?
Okay.
This is absurd.
No, hang on, tell me. Blossom.
How are these fucking people get national airtime and we're sitting here going, what? How do you get national airtime?
Why are we talking about trying to make a $150 to $300 goal when you have people like that on a national platform making an insane claim like black people can't be racist? Are you serious?
We need to start hating on the Jews. We need to start getting Nazi tattoos, and we'll draw over them with Crayola crayons. We'll start. You know what? You start wearing lipstick, and we'll talk about your transition. This is the way to make money, I guess.
I gotta do that. I gotta do it.
We could be like little Nick Fuentes's. We could be like his little daddy, and we can go on before him. Like what would Nick do? All right. Listen. Here's the deal. We need a vote. We need to have a vote about tomorrow. I feel loyalty to be on. You guys need to let me know what you want to do. I think we established it. I mean, I've flip flopped because when you're sitting at $125, you're just like, oh, fuck it. I'm going to go see my kid. But then the team comes through. What do you guys think? Do we do it tomorrow or do we wait till Monday? You guys help me out here. I need a little bit of help. We're also going to go ahead and go to another channel, and we're going to be rating another channel here shortly, so you guys can stay on. That's going to be on Rumble. I also want to thank, besides everyone who donated, the Amber May show was also shared us again. They've been watching us on the show, and they've been taking care of us, so we appreciate her. And we're going to go ahead and send you guys over. All right, I'll let you know tomorrow what I'm going to do. People are like, if you need to take a break, take a break. What I need to do is we just need to have a great jacket Friday. Ethan's going to win his first playoff game. I've been all his baseball games. Yeah. This one, you know what? I know. All right. Matt, I recommend you listen to your pastor. What did my pastor say? I always listen to my pastor. All right. Okay, we're going to send you guys over. Leeroy, last word. You get a minute, buddy.
Just a great show. You know, it had been a little while since I had been on. Day before yesterday was my wife's birthday, and I can't remember, but there was something that happened the week before that. And, you know, it's nice to be able to catch up on some of this stuff. I would just urge everyone to do exactly what I said. Play with the social media, right? Make sure that you are not in an insulting way, but certainly when somebody from the left makes a claim, make them back it up, right? Ask for those facts. And don't be afraid. Do not shy away from that kind of thing. They will call you names. That's fine. The moment they call you names, they've lost. That's how debate works.
Yeah.
Just continue to do that. Push on this idea of certainly trying to get a hold of your state representatives. Make sure that they know what is on your mind. That's their job.
Go see them.
Yes. And beyond that, thank you very much for all the donations.
Yeah.
People are amazing.
You are.
Know, we stress a lot about our donations, and without fail, every show, you guys pull it through.
You do.
And thank you so much. You have no idea how it tells me, it tells us that our coverage and our opinions are valued. And I thank you so much. Thank you.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to the game. We're going to have Jacket Monday. I'm going to tell Damani to wave off and that I love him and to go spend the time with his family. We're going to wave off. I'm going to take Friday off to be with my kid and watch him in his playoff game. He needs his dad. His dad needs to be there. Dad's going to be there. And we're going to do Jacket Monday. And to make up for it, we're going to kick it off with, yes, we're going to give away the bags of coffee, but I'm also going to give away one or two of the coin box sets that you guys have been seeing as well. And I think that will make up for it. I think that will encourage people just to hold on and show up and be there on Monday. I think that's a good compromise. So this is the box set for the 250 anniversary, and I'm going to see what I can do about giving away two of those. And we'll just have a great Monday, and we'll do Jacket Monday this week. Share the word. I'll put it in the notes tomorrow for the show that we're going to have Jacket Monday. Everyone enjoy the weekend. Take it off. Go like the show a little bit. Click on some old shows that you haven't watched, or go watch our good friends over at Rumble. You guys can go see the Amber May show and the show that we're going to link you right now, and we're going to send you over, and I'm going to go spend it with my kid. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for thinking of me. And we will continue to think of you. Leeroy, my friend, you are always amazing. Enjoy the raid. I'll see you guys over there in that new channel. Thank you, Leeroy. I love you.
Love you guys.
All right, raid starts in just a few seconds. We're punching the numbers over on Rumble. See you, buddy. Confirming it. I'm sending you guys over there right now.
Oh, there we go.
I'll just kick you out. Just tell me to do it. I'll kick you out. I enjoy kicking.
Kick me out, please.
Get out of here, you fucker. All right, let's see if we can do this. I'm going to spend some extra time. We're going to go on in this raid. Let me see how I get over there. We are the show. Oh, it's kind of like the dumb show. Ending stream. End stream. And let's go over to Rumble. We'll do this together. I'm not in. It's not over yet. We're going to go raid this channel. We're going to go see this. Thank you, Dodie. We are the show. We are the show. Is that really what it's called? We are the show. Yep, there it is. We're going to go rate it. Let's go see. Live. All right.
Want to buy lamb out of the back of an SUV. Stolen copper at a Brooklyn scrapyard and stand outside of a Brooklyn warehouse filled with pinched cigarettes, according to documents. I mean, cigarettes are high-value items inside the city, but there's no more smokers there. Is the problem. Kabalov and Vorobyev pled not guilty during an arraignment and were given a supervised release. That's probably how they caught them, because you can't smoke anywhere in the city anymore. They were probably on a sidewalk within 500 feet of a park. The prosecutors argued that Kazanov, who also pled not guilty, should be held on a $1.5 million cash bail. His attorney, Michael Stanley Medrell, tried to downplay his criminal problems, including an Interpol red notice from Uzbekistan where he was wanted for fraud. Mendel's spiel faltered when he said that Kazanov works in the food sale business, to which the entire courtroom laughed. Kazanov was ultimately ordered held behind bars pending a June 11th hearing about his bail application. And, of course, these are filthy imported foreigners that the Biden administration let in through the wide open southern border. So, more of that. Tired of this shit? Welcome in. Good to see you. Welcome in, Lion King. Good evening. I'm just waking up. My damn schedule has been fucked. Well, welcome in. It's good to see you. And Spring Mage saying method, Ian no, and Cacto saying I'm on 3 hours of sleep, so I won't be too talkative. Oh, nobody getting sleep over here. Cacto saying it's time for Dean's favorite emojis, and I don't mind any of the emojis. Drop all the emojis, have them float across the screen inside the chat. Betray saying Dago in the rain, Dago in the snow, but when Dago flat, Dago wop wop wop. And Rosanna saying Lubriderm sponsored, about to get that now. Yous can't leave. And I don't know. You should have given these cities back to the Italians when you had the chance. All right. Valentine's Massacre is just a typical afternoon in Chicago now. Massacre. They killed 12 people. It's like, yeah, what is that? Tuesday now? Tuesday now that you let it fall to the millions. Anyway, tired of this shit saying, hey, all, hey, tired of this shit. And Hotcakes PD saying heard. Or Zero G saying Raider. And TV Green saying Raiden from the Dumb Show. Follow them, their friends. I'm not sure if I'm following the Dumb Show. Am I? The Dumb Show. I'll check it out. Follow. All right. There we go. I hit the button. It doesn't look dumb after all. What's dumb stand for? What's that? The Don't Unfriend Me show. All right. Awesome. Sounds spicy. Kaiser Sanders Dean covered the scourge of Norwegian crime in America. Yeah, no, I don't have too many of the Swedes. But Kaiser saying fucking Ouija's, and Melanie saying hi from the Dumb Show. Hello, Melanie, good to see you. A Coalfield Hillbilly. Oh man, I'm out in cold country, and Dummies in the house. Welcome in, Coalfield. And tired of this shit saying, talking to Ice Cold, Ice Lows, and how are you going on? Oh, chat is going wild. Dumb Show saying good to be here. Thanks for letting us raid. Oh, anytime, man. You were welcome here. Okay, Speedy saying, yo. So, what do I have to do to keep from lag spiking? I don't know, man. I got no drops frames over here. It's either Rumble's End is lying to me, like the filthy liars that they are. It's saying 0 packet loss. It's saying no drop frames. I don't know what's going on. Everett saying, you will get some downgraded charge, some short sentence, and then still get let out early. That is the case for a lot of them. And Dumb Show saying, please follow We Are the Show. Yes, please do. I've got plenty of excitement coming up. I've got a lot of news. I've got a lot of culture, politics, and more. I've also got some music videos here since there's newbies in here. Let's play one of my videos from one of my songs. I wrote the lyrics. I did let certain AI elements take care of my bitch work in the song creation, but I write all of my own lyrics. So let's
All right. Like we like to do, we're going to do this every night, folks. We're going to go in and raid. And I guess what it does is it sends our followers to Rumble all the way into another channel, and we get introduced to another channel. And TV is over on Rumble, and he's helping us do this. And it was a great success last night. And we're gonna keep doing it. We're gonna help people. We don't know who we're linking to. Who gives a shit? We're all helping each other. So go join Rumble, guys. Rumble's fun. We want to grow the channel. Make sure to follow us over there. But do me a favor. This guy's Donut Mind Me. I'm new. I haven't heard any of your songs, Dean. That's Donut Mind Me. That's not bad. Anyway, go over there and follow this guy. It's We Are the Show, and he's small show, but he's got a bunch of people watching now, 111 people. So we're going to continue to do this. If you guys can help us out, 15 minutes after our show every night, we're going to go and we're going to raid somebody on Rumble, introduce you to a new show, and we're going to share and cross-pollinate some traffic. It's a good way for us to reach out and do some marketing. They talk about us. We talk about them. So go follow We Are the Show. I don't know anything about him. He seems like a decent human being. Go follow him. Hey, thanks everybody tonight for a great, great show. We are going to go to Ethan's playoff game tomorrow. I got to see my son, and it's been bothering me. It's been bothering me. And the fact that you guys all are supportive of it means the world. We're going to do Jacket Monday. We're going to give away some of the new coin sets. This gives me some free time to really work on the show tomorrow, get some things and get caught up. God bless you all. I love you. Please, everyone, please say a prayer for Miss Townsend. She's going through it right now, and she needs us to put our hands together. And that would be a great thing if you would help do that. Obviously, I said a prayer before the show, but if you would not mind doing that, that would mean the world to me. Trying to see if there's anything else. Nope. That's it. Say a prayer for Joanne Townsend. I'll see you guys Monday. Jacket Monday. We're going to go to the playoff. It's good. It's the right thing to do. All right. Love you guys. God bless you. Talk to you soon. Stay tuned. We got more for you coming up on Monday. See ya.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leeroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.